And we're live. Roll up, everybody. Gather, come join. One man, have you missed me? Gather, come join. One man went to Mo. You know when we do it, you know where we do it, you know why we do it. So gather, come join. It is your man, not your boy. One man went to Mo. So gather, come and join. One man went to Mo.
Missing someone with all your heart. Missing someone with heart. How much you listen, and you listen. And you listen, and you listen, and you did it right from the start. And you did it right from the start. Missing someone is as normal. Missing someone and missing someone is as normal. Missing someone. With all your heart. Missing someone with heart. Missing someone. Normal. I am sad and so lonely.
So there we are. Gather, come join. One man went to Mo. I look a bit oily, but there we are. It's not a fashion parade. It's a serious business, important matters. So matters Nigeria related, as usual, we discuss nothing else. So Buhari is now telling us how he has spent $5 billion on the needy in terms of giveaways in the last 5 years. So not 5 million naira, not 5 billion naira, not $5 million, but $5 billion. So $5 billion now, Buhari is now saying that has gone unaccounted for and is making some blah, blah, blah attribution. So we will go into that. So we will go to Sheikh Gumi as well, who has been now calling the perpetrators of heinous crimes within the Nigerian space, the headsmen, that are they calling them actual victims of the goings on. So stop killing bandits, he's saying. They are victims too. So the spokesperson of the bandit, he comes out again to poke fun and mock the Nigerian space. The Buhari regime have now frittered away that many dollars. They are looking for more money. So they are now looking to tax private jet owners. So a levy on private jet owners, but then of course, woe betide them, I hear you say. So we look into that as well. The investigation of Tinubu continues, of course. The EFCC chairman, he says that that carries on, but then of course, that cannot carry on without at least the tacit approval of the Aboki at the top. So Buhari is still after Tinubu, so that carries on too. So plenty to go through. All that is needed now is your company to complete the set. So one man went to Mo. Buhari has been a bad boy, but then of course, let's hear how the Igbos would want to respond to him.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku, Another Savior. Another Savior. Holy, 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 holy.
Okay, holy, holy, but how wholesome is this? Customs vow to impound private jets not verified by July the 6th. So customs vows to impound private jets not verified by July the 6th, which just gives them a couple more weeks. But then, of course, who owns private jets in Nigeria other than the usual suspects, the people in government? So now let's now see what this is all about. The Nigeria Customs Service NCS on Monday read the Riot Act to private aircraft owners, warning those who are yet to bring their documents for verification to do so before the expiration of the grace period on July the 6th, or risk having their private jet impounded. The public relations officer of Customs, Joseph Attar, gave the warning at a media briefing to update the public on the ongoing audit of privately owned aircraft operating in Nigeria. The NCS on May the 31st, 2021, announced plans to carry out a holistic audit of the private jets imported into Nigeria to ensure that all the appropriate revenues of the government were not being evaded or operating rules breached. According to Attar, within 2 weeks into the 30-day verification period, only 6 owners of private aircraft have responded to the invitation, necessitating this update and reminder to those who have not yet responded to do so to avoid possible detention of their aircraft. We learned some are coming today or tomorrow for verification. We also know that some brought their private jets under temporary import certificate, which has expired and not renewed. These are infractions. At the end of the verification, some of the things we want to expose will come to light. We will make our findings known on July the 6th after the expiration of the 30-day grace window. Those in default risk detention of their aircraft as nobody is above the law, he stated. Attar explained that the custom management believes that owners of private aircraft are highly placed individuals who will be willing to only comply to extant laws the importation of the aircraft they own, including payment of all appropriate duties and taxes. As agency of government responsible for enforcement of law governing import and export in Nigeria, NCS will not hesitate to invoke appropriate sanctions on any defaulting private aircraft owner immediately after the expiration of the verification period on Tuesday, 6th of July, 2021. For the avoidance of doubt, private aircraft owners or their representatives are to report at room 305, Tariff and Trade Departments, Nigerian Customs Services Headquarters, Abuja, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So that is the terse warning put out to aircraft owners. But then, of course, will they comply is the question. And what is really underpinning this exercise is the bigger question. So a bigger question still, despite making Nigerians poorer, Buhari's government says over $5 billion was spent in 5 years to fight poverty. So that's the second alarming headline that we're contending with. Unbelievable, I know, but it is in fact what is coming out of these people. Despite making Nigerians poorer, Buhari's government says over $5 billion was spent in 5 years to fight poverty. So now let's now see now how they explain disappearing $5 billion. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Hajia Sadiya Farouk, has disclosed that Nigerian government expended over $5 billion since 2016 to fight poverty in the country. The statement was made known by the National Coordinator of NSIP, Dr. Umar Badir, who represented the minister on Saturday in Yola at an event. According to the minister, President Muhammadu Buhari since 2016 has backed his pledge to pull 100 million Nigerians out of poverty by committing $1 billion through the National Social Investment Program to reduce poverty and inequality. She also described as factual the data referenced in the President's Democracy Day address, which said 7.5 million Nigerians have been pulled out of poverty. I am happy to report to you that every year since 2016, when NSIP was flagged off, Mr. President has approved that $1 billion be invested into that sector every year, which aggregates to over $5 billion, she said. Despite Buhari's government saying it spent $5 billion in 5 years to fight poverty, a report shows that 1 in every 2 Nigerians in the country's labor force is either unemployed or underemployed. The report published on August 14, 2020 by Quartz Africa further said that grim statistics was one of the key highlights of the latest unemployment report published by the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, which shows the most recent data as of Q2 2020. While Nigeria's unemployment rate has climbed to 21.1%, up from 23.1% in Q3 2018, when the unemployment report was last published, the country's underemployment rate, which reflects those working less than 40 hours a week or in jobs that underutilize a person's skills, time, or education, has increased by 28.6%. With a labor force of 80.2 million people, that means about 21.7 million Nigerians are unemployed, a figure that exceeds the population of 35 of Africa's 54 countries. Amongst young Nigerians aged between 25 and 34, the largest block of the labor force, the unemployment rate currently stands even higher at 30%. The report is particularly damning for the administration of Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari, which has struggled to deliver economic policies to drive growth and create jobs. The unemployment rate has more than tripled since Buhari took office in 2015. So of course, no surprises there. I was going to say only a fool would be surprised at that, but not even a fool would be surprised at that. And not even a fool will be surprised at this either. Kidnap of Islamic pupils show bandits are not targeting a particular religion. They are just looking for money. No prizes for guessing who is saying that. Sheikh Gumi, of course. Kidnap of Islamic pupils shows bandits are not targeting a particular religion. They are just looking for money. A headline attributed to the Boko Haram spokesperson Sheikh Gumi. So I'm not going to go through that story, just give you the headline, but I'll go to this story and give you the headline and the story. Stop killing bandits, they are victims too. So stop killing bandits, they are victims too. No surprises again. I'm not even going to tell you who is saying this. You already know who is saying this. The headline again, stop killing bandits, they are victims too. So now let's now find out exactly what's being said here. Popular Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmed Gumi has said killing bandits will only worsen the security situation in the country. He stated this in an interview with Punch on efforts to rescue the kidnapped pupils of Tejina Islamic School, Niger State. The bandits had demanded 200 million naira from the victims' parents, which was later reduced to 150 million naira. Gumi said despite efforts to get the pupils out, the bandits were adamant in their financial demands. He said, but we are trying to talk sense to them that these are just innocent school children. We don't even have any idea of the condition of the children. We are just saying these are young children trying to study and they did nothing. So why are you trying to take dirty money from their families? That is kidnap of Islamic children. So this actually proves to the nation that the bandits are not really indoctrinated. They are just looking for money. And I think that this is a good prognosis. They are not targeting a religion. They are not ideologues, which are different to deal with and difficult to deal with. We would not forget that they are not educated. We should not forget that they are not educated, formally or informally. They are just going about with cattle, and suddenly they found a lucrative way of finding money. But with a good engagement, education, and enticement like jobs and other things, they will leave this work. But we need a partner, and we need the government to understand. Individuals like me alone cannot do it. All those we met have stopped kidnapping. So all those kidnappers that he met is what is referencing there. So all those we met have stopped kidnapping, except for one of them who is kidnapping again. And he told us his reasons, that he was neglected and he thought we had a mandate to negotiate. But when he realized that we did not have the mandate from anybody, he said he was going back to business. So that is Sheikh Gumi, as ever, defending the indefensible. But then, of course, why that guy is not in prison is something that continues to elude every one of our thinking. Why this guy is not in an asylum is why it's something that also continues to elude any one of our thinking. My appointments and policies have been fair and inclusive. This is the Fulani president of the Nigerian state saying this, Malam Buhari, 80% Fulani cabinet, and the remaining 20% employees are T-boys and gardeners. So wall-to-wall Fulani, of course, but this is fairness and inclusiveness, according to the Aboki president. Again, the headline, my appointments and policies have been fair and inclusive. A headline, President Buhari says to those threatening Nigeria's peace will be brought to book. So that's the headline. So now let's find out exactly how he justifies this statement. President Buhari has said that all his appointments and policies are premised on equity and inclusiveness. The president said this at a conference organized by youths in the All Progressive, pardon me. Actually, let me take that again in its entirety. So my appointments and policies have been fair and inclusive. President Buhari says to those threatening Nigeria's peace will be brought to book. President Buhari has said that all his appointments and policies are premised on equity and inclusiveness. The president said this at a conference organized by youths in the All Progressive Congress APC in Abuja today, June the 21st, represented at the event by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SGF, Boss Mustafa, and that goes to make that point right there. So, of course, it will be Boss Mustafa or Danlade Mukhtar, but then, of course, the irony is lost on these people is this the real killer. They say this, or maybe the irony is not even lost on them, and this is just a new form of arrogance that we're seeing playing out. So, representing Malam Buhari, Malam Boss Mustafa is telling us that their government is inclusive, is what we are reading and hearing to ourselves now. So, represented at the event by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SGF, Boss Mustafa, the president said there is no part of the country that has not been impacted positively in the areas of infrastructure, agriculture, and economic support initiatives based on peculiarities of the regions. the president vowed to bring those threatening the peace of Nigeria to book. So far, all the policies, initiatives, projects, and even appointment by this administration have been guided by equity and inclusiveness. As you are all aware, we are currently dealing with some internal security challenges, and I would like to reassure you that as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, no efforts will be spared in tackling them. As I have repeatedly said in recent weeks, every criminal element that has taken up arms against the peace of the country and its citizens will be brought to book accordingly. So brought to book accordingly is a marked departure from the lessons of their life. So the lesson of their life, of course, to the eastern quarters and brought to book to Boko Haram and Fulani headsmen. But are they bringing him to book is the question. The Jagaban of GBT we're referencing. So guys, I bring you this. Investigation of All Progressive Congress leader Tinubu ongoing, a headline attributed to the EFCC chairman. So that's the latest headline that we're contending with. And of course, this headline would not have come into the public space without the nod from Ogak Patapata. So Buhari essentially continues to pelt at the beast of Baudrillion, or whatever it is that, whatever appellation that you care to ascribe to him. What appellation they are ascribing though in this headline? Investigation of All Progressive Congress leader Tinubu ongoing, a headline attributed to the EFCC chairman. So now let's now see what the small boy has to say. The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Abdul Rashid Bawa, has said that a former Lagos State governor and national leader of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Tinubu, is still under investigation. Bawa, in an interview with correspondents this Sunday, saying the probe could be expected to last a long time. Bawa said, "You asked me a question earlier about arresting people before investigation, and now you are saying, why didn't we arrest Tinubu? Why didn't you say, just arrest him? Investigation is ongoing. When you are investigating matters like this, they don't end in one day. Thousands of investigations are going on a daily basis. You understand? You know you are from the media. After you will say, we are doing media trial." Bawa was said to have requested Tinubu's asset declaration form when he was head of Lagos Zonal Office of EFCC. Correspondents had on March the 4th reported that Tinubu's EFCC probe is part of a wider plan by the Asorok cabal around President Buhari to drown the APC chief's 2023 presidential ambition. Although Tinubu has not formally declared, it is an open secret that his godsons and supporters have been drumming nationwide to rally round Tinubu to actualize the 2023 presidency. Top sources in the presidency had revealed to correspondents that the cabal would intensify the probe around Tinubu and his godsons because they wanted Tinubu to abandon the presidential race before the end of 2021. Correspondents understand that one of the masterminds of the several probes around Tinubu and his allies is the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, who is eyeing the 2023 presidency. Tinubu's case came from revelations from Babatunde Fowler. Fowler was originally arrested over an attempt by the cabal to cage Vice President Yemi Osinbajo completely. There were allegations that Osinbajo did some deals with Fowler. Fowler started revealing how money was being shipped to Tinubu and Alpha Beta. Whilst shaking up Fowler, he confessed that he took from the Federal Inland Revenue 12 billion naira for himself. Of course, Dapo Apara former managing director of Alpha Beta, petition also sealed Tinubu's faith. They want Tinubu to abandon the presidency before the end of 2021, the top source had revealed. Malami's house in Gwarinpa has become a mecca. They want to get Tinubu out of the way, the source added. The EFCC was reported to have earlier written to the Code of Conduct Bureau requesting copies of Tinubu's asset declaration form. A copy of the request letter had revealed that the investigation into Tinubu began last year after the removal of the erstwhile chairman, Ibrahim Magu. So on and on it goes. Let me just give you the last paragraph. Actually, let me give you the last two paragraphs. The letter marked, and then it goes on to give us the markings of the letter, dated November the 6th, 2020, had been signed by the then Lagos Zonal Head Abdulrashid Bawa, who is now the chairman of the EFCC. In view of the above, you are kindly requested to furnish the commission with the outstanding requested information of Bola Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu. This request is made pursuant of section blah, 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 blah of EFCC Act 2004. The letter partly reads. So that is, those are the talking points, and here are the talking heads. Ovie, we see you. Engineer, we see you, and Ola, we see you. So, Ola to you, and the engineer, you disappeared on those. Is it payday? Because when people disappear, you accuse them of payday. So is it payday? Eh?
No, yeah, not really. I was just I prepared for my daughter's birthday, and
oh yeah, brilliant. Yeah, that's coming up, isn't it? So good to see you.
Yeah, it's done anyway. The birthday is done.
Oh, it's done already.
Yeah, I sent you something on your Instagram anyway.
Oh, when was this? Today?
Yeah, today.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I've not been on it. Oh, all right. So to the space. So the customs are vowing to impound private jets if they don't come and regularize their documents. So I am reading to that they're wanting to audit the private jets and attach them to names so that they can use that to beat people up. Buhari is saying he's spending spending $1 billion a year on poor people, and the country continues to plummet into unheard of poverty. Sheikh Gumi again, speaking for his employees, the bandits, telling us that they are victims. Buhari telling us that his policies are inclusive, and of course, the continuing kobokoing of Tinubu, a never-ending story. So take your pick, engineer.
Okay, it's engineer now. Okay.
No, you mentioned Ola first, isn't it?
Okay, Ola, you go first then. I was so excited to see you, engineer. I couldn't contain myself. Huh?
Okay. Let me start from Buhari that said he gave $5 billion, right? Did he say naira or dollar? I just want to be very sure.
No, dollars. This is it. $5 billion.
Wow.
It's all over the news.
No, I know. I just want to be very sure. What
Yes.
a nice man. That guy has been so good to Nigerians that he could spend $5 billion on them. Wow. I clap for him. Anyway, on a serious on a serious matter. Now,
is this how we are going to overlook $5 billion again? Because we do this all the time. $5 billion we're talking about.
But Buhari may not be lying. He may be saying the truth. And I will tell you why. You know,
right.
I said it before that.
Isn't it?
I said it before that we have, the physical poverty that we can see on the street. And we have mental poverty. Now, if this guy is saying he spent $5 billion to the poor, what category of the poor are we talking about? I can swear, because when we talk of mental poverty,
how was that money spent on what? Because you cannot infuse $5 billion into the Nigerian economy and nobody will see it. It must be visible in some form.
By now, some of us we want to go back to Nigeria and do something meaningful. So
what is the impact of it?
You see, when he said he spent it on who? those are the people that are suffering from mental poverty.
You know what they are doing.
Politicians.
You can almost cry, you know, when you hear these things. You know?
If we give that money to politicians, right? They are the ones that are supposed to distribute to the people in their ward. Now, this guy saying he spent 5 billion. That's why I'm saying it may not be far from the truth.
No. Just let me just give you this. This is via the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development. So essentially via Sadia Farouk. So she manages that budget, and what they do is they go around giving soft loans or even grants to artisans. So your organizers, your fish market woman, your etc. Soft loans or grants. This is what they say they give to these people. But then, of course, because Tinubu was challenging it once upon a time, it was saying that if you are giving these monies to these people, then you have to be doing it electronically. So there's an audit trail. So these monies that they are saying they are giving out, there's no audit trail because they will tell you most of the time that these people don't have accounts, that they're barely even literate. So essentially, you're asking us to take your word for it, that you're giving this money over to these people, and you're asking us essentially to take your word for $5 billion. I mean, come on.
That's what the country has reduced to. You know, you can give 5 billion to poor people to buy them forever. We know what politicians, we know what they do. You know, there's a difference between giving loan to someone to be liberated from poverty, and there's another thing, giving money to someone to buy their loyalty. You know, buying loyalty is meaning you are giving money to the wrong people. At the end of the day, all those money, you will not even see the impact. Whereas maybe more than half of that money must have been stolen along the value distribution already. You know, when
I tell you what, 95% of that money will be stolen. What they will do is they will gather a bunch of people, take photographs, handing them 10,000 naira or 50,000 naira, and they will say, "You, this is the government. This is the government working." So they take the photos, and that is the end of it. So the people will keep the 50,000 naira, and they keep our $5 billion. This is it. This is nobody that has no $5 billion that has no audit trail.
When you are giving loan, you are claiming to give loan to people. You are giving maybe $15,000, $10,000, 10,000 naira loan to organizer. What cannot even buy the compressor that the organizer will use?
Exactly, and they will take plenty of photos. So they will take plenty of photos, and make sure that, and then they will bribe all the journalists to go and publish it everywhere. This is social intervention.
Exactly. That is why I say Buhari may not be far away from, because both the school politicians and those people that they are buying.
But Buhari cannot not know that, even if you are saying he's not involved in the scam, he cannot not know that it is a scam, because he cannot be handing over $1 billion every year for insulating poverty, and is reading every day, both in his own national newspaper and in all of the global statistics, that the poverty in that country is hemorrhaging. So the two don't fit together. You cannot be putting the $1 billion to insulate and to reduce, and everybody is telling you it's escalating at an alarming rate. So he is complicit, either through sheer ignorance and stupidity, or through cunning criminality.
Buhari himself, nobody, you know, the problem I have with Buhari, or maybe some have with Buhari, is that we even doubt the Buhari rate. Now, you say you give money to people, and your Bureau of Statistics is telling you otherwise. How can you give money to people and you still can't feel the impact from the employment statistics? For example, we know that government across the world, for example, they try to buy vote, they try to buy anything. But how do they buy vote? They go on expansionary fiscal projects that you will see that project, and people will be able to, you start giving soft loan for people to start a small scale business. You give money for people maybe in education grants or some other thing. But this money that this guy are giving, you understand? I can tell you it is more of buying loyalty, because I'm aware of those money that they say trader money and some more kind of money they trade. You give money to some kind of women leader in the village in Ekiti. You give in maybe in Ibadan, and they start distributing among the the political and those people that they're political faithful, they're party faithful. So those are the kind of money they distribute. And like we said, most of that money will be stolen. So the thing is, when these politicians are talking about the poverty, elevation, all those kind of things, we should understand their own time. They are not talking as an economist. They are talking from the political angle. Yeah, 50 billion disappear from the treasury. We agree, but is that telling anything on the common man on the street? Definitely no. So Buhari is just living in another planet, and those his associates, they are living in. So
that is another $5 billion that we're writing off.
Exactly,
because of all of the ones that we have been reading over the past week.
You know the anointing about this that these are borrowed money.
It's borrowed money now. Part of it is Abata's money, or part of it is Abata's loot.
You see how to know whether you are spending money now is that bring all those organizers out, all those people you spend money. Is this as someone is establishing rice mill somewhere? Is this as someone is buying small scale tomato extract machine to process machine somewhere? You know, come on, 15,000 cannot even set a cobbler up in Nigeria today. And you are giving someone trader money, 10,000, 15,000, and you are so happy to say that. So you see, the Buhari, I don't want to emphasize so much on that man because it's a complete disaster for the country, complete disaster for the country. So it's living in his own this thing. So 5 billion, well, they know where to spend it. Like I said, those are political money. I won't even bother myself on that. But let me talk about Tinubu.
Okay, before you go to Tinubu, let me actually go to Plenty of Water, who has been very busy even before we started. So Plenty of Water and plenty of super chat he has done already is come with an intention. So he comes, he says, for Rational Mind and Ajanle Koko, Nigeria's election was February 23rd, 2019. Chowore was suspended as chairman effective March the 27th, 2019. Facts only. After February, now March. So there you are. So he's carrying on his argument with Ajanle Koko and Rational Mind, but he doesn't stop there. He comes again with another super chat. He says, May 13, 2019, Chowore was on BBC Two. Chowore was on BBC to say he was still chairman of AAC. Facts only. So facts only. Suspension on March the 27th, 2019 wouldn't have made sense if he wasn't the chairman. So let me read that again. May the 13th, 2019, Chowore was on BBC to say he was still chairman of AAC. Facts only. Suspension on March the 27th, 2019 wouldn't have made sense if he wasn't chairman. So that is, I'm not quite sure if this guy is an internal AAC guy or something, but it still carries on. A third super chat from Plenty Water. Ajanle Koko, a bank statement shows proper account journal. Announcing how money was spent is deceitful. Party secretary got it right to seek bank statement. So Plenty of Water continues to harp on about that bank statement. Another super chat again, still on that bank statement. So Plenty of Water again, and I think he's still pointing this at Ajanle Koko and Rational Mind. A bank statement will show where money came from. If account card was swiped in Canada or US, or transfers made to personal account or abroad. Facts. So this guy is trying to nail Chowore almost certainly to some financial impropriety. Another super chat still from Plenty Water. Ajanle Koko, go to Chowore's page and scroll 2 posts before August the 5th, 2019. Graffiti vandalism on private and public properties in Ikeja, yet no case in Lagos. So certainly, we can all assume that this is not a Chowore fan. So thank you for the super chats and for the pointed questions. Hopefully, Rational Mind and Ajanle Koko will come and answer back. So back to you, Ola US, going to the Tinubu space and this beating now that Buhari continues to dish out to him.
Yeah, on Tinubu, well, there's nothing surprising about what is happening to him. It's what even most people already predicted that is going to happen. You see, one thing about Nigerian politicians, we still want to is that it will be a surprise to me. Or let me say, Ali, can you find a saint among these guys? Virtually all of them, they have skeleton in their cupboard. So you and I can smell corruption around Tinubu. It doesn't mean that Tinubu is the only one that is corrupt. But these people will only just wake up to use whatever they know about you against you whenever
they are just trying to push him out of the way. Now, is this not what they did to Onog and that Senator Adeleke? Or, they just use these things to push.
Onog was totally different. Now,
but it's the same technique. Are they still chasing him now? No. So they are just going to use corruption to push him out of the way. And then once the candidates have been picked, then they just let him go. So that's just
it. Ibori example was even the one I was going to make.
Yeah.
When Ibori was so stubborn to stand against, OBJ candidate that time, they opened his corruption file. And not only that, now for OBJ now to pardon him now, OBJ now mandated him now to use a mercenary to even support Yaradua. That was why Ibori spent a lot to make sure that Yaradua got to that place. And that was why Ibori was so powerful under Yaradua. Now, tackling Tinubu may not be the only thing they want to achieve this time around. Don't forget that Fayemi and Erufai candidates too, so that's a possibility too. So it means that Malami will have a lot of water to cross. Besides that, maybe they asked Tinubu to say, okay, if you don't want us to go with this, back down.
Pushing Tinubu out of the way is one thing, but Malami looking to run himself is a real stretch. Because I don't think he has enough political gravitas to, no matter how much money he has stolen.
I was still coming to that place, where dreamers sometimes won't believe that it can fail until it's just like telling Showore that, okay, although Showore may just be a controversial example, telling Showore that time that Showore, there's no way you will become the president of Nigeria come 2019, you understand? It will tell you no. That will become the president of Nigeria. So that's an example of where you see Malami that has already stepped on so many political giants too. So those one are even waiting for maybe Buhari to even leave the way before they clamp on him already. So that guy has his own issue to do. So he doesn't have that political weight. That's why even if not because of this rotational something, you understand, the like of Kwankwaso, it is easier for the like of Kwankwaso to come back or the like of El-Rufai to be presented as a candidate than for someone even to even dream of Malami at all. So he's just trying his effort, he will try as much as possible to kill as many people he can kill, thinking that he's going to clear his way. So, but I'm not taking him seriously. That's on my own side. But this Tinubu, I know Tinubu is being blackmailed now. And some of us that
you see, the only thing that I can see stopping Tinubu is his health, and that will be the ultimate thing that will stop him. I don't think any corruption charges will stop him, because as they have files on him, he has files on them. Tinubu is not a fool; he's been in the game for a long time, but I don't think his health can hold up to the rigor of what is about to come. Both the mental bruising that is going to get from all of the attacks that is going to get from all quarters, and then the physical rigor of having to go on campaign, because even Buhari, as ill as he was, they had to wheel him out a few times, so he has to come out and campaign. I don't think he has it in him physically.
One man. The thing is this: I made an analogy here, like last week, for example, when Atiku was so sure that he was going to defeat Obasanjo. Obasanjo looked at what he was actually using against him. He realized that PDM, the political movement built by the Yadwa Senior, that used to be the Chief of Staff Supreme Headquarters, was what Atiku relied upon. What did Obasanjo do? He went to that camp of PDM and brought out Yar'Adua, which happened to be the younger brother to the senior. Now, he was bringing candidate. He brought another candidate from the same group that Atiku relied upon. Bringing out Yar'Adua automatically defeated Atiku because everybody, even in his death, they still respect Yar'Adua senior. So that now, using the calculation, using the calculation of this guy Fayemi El-Rufai, maybe enough to counter Tinubu. Because, okay, what they will now say, okay, Tinubu is corrupt, Fayemi is Omoluabi, and he's coming from Yoruba, and they want to divide this vote now. They want to divide this vote now. So that's the way I suspect, rather, the thing playing out. Even as bad as El-Rufai it still has some people that still believe that, okay, with this guy, they will look at what he did as the minister, the FCC minister, that, okay, this guy is competent enough and can handle the situation. And don't forget too, religious ticket play is even worse than politics in Nigeria. People will, all of a sudden, people will start seeing that, okay, Tinubu is old. Secondly, that Tinubu is a Muslim. Then who is going to be his deputy?
No, they can find, but Baba Chair, no. There are plenty of Christians in the north. But thank you, Ola. Let's get a sampling from our engineer. Engineer, okay. to the space that Buhari is telling us that his government is quite inclusive and everybody is included. And what are we talking about? I mean, what is he talking about?
Yes, engineer is included.
I mean, has it been drinking Kai Kai again? Has it been drinking? Is this Burukutu talking?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, engineer.
Yeah, and
happy birthday to engineer's daughter. A lot of you have been waiting for because so get your wallets out.
No
get
problem.
Your wallets out for engineer's daughter.
No problem. I'm waiting.
But to the space, yeah.
You see, some time ago, I believe, was it 4 weeks ago, I said about Buhari, time will come where this man will come out and open up to Nigerians and confess before he will finally depart from that country. You see, I always said this, there was a time when Buhari signed some money, which I think they started giving it from the Northerners area. I think was it 5,000 naira then?
Yes, it's part of this money that they are talking about.
You see, these people, I always say this. See, a white man, Englishman said, if you think education is expensive, why not you try ignorance?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So this man has already settled people. He settled them. Go and give to Nigerians. And I don't want to hear noise. That's what he's doing. But information has been coming to him, whether it's good or bad or, fairly, no. He already decided, okay, go and sort out Nigerians. My hands are off. And that's why you see till today, till tomorrow, the man he can come out vividly and say his mind clearly. He's not scared of nobody because he already settled everybody. That's what he's believing, and that's what his achievement. Look at his age again. He's completely, come on, he's too old. He's going. He knows he's going.
Engineer, to interrupt you, out of everything that I feel emboldens Buhari, there are two things that I feel emboldens him. He's naturally a brave man. He doesn't fear anything. I think we cannot give that to Buhari. He doesn't fear anything. And the other thing that emboldens him is that he knows that he's an extremely old man. So he knows. So what is the worst that can happen to him now? He has lived his life. He's got his children and his grandchildren. He has made sure everybody has their $1 billion in the bank. So he doesn't really care. It doesn't really.
Once upon a time, a military man will always be a military man, regardless he's retired. That's just the truth. The guy I told you clearly. Believe me, before Buhari will leave seat, he will expose Nigerian people. I keep telling you this, time will come whereby this man will expose them out. You see, but you can see it now clearly. He gave example from one of his speech that he can assign $3 million or $3 million or so before that money will get to the
300. Yes,
you know
will
what I
give
mean.
300 million for local governments, and by the time the state governors get to their states, they will ask the local government chairman to sign for that 300 million and then give them 100 million.
The
and
man
then
is not stupid. The man is not stupid. He is clever. He knows what he's doing. He will end up confessing to Nigerians. You people are accusing me, right? Now this is what I've done to you guys. Can you guys accuse me? Believe me, before this man will leave it, he will come out and say this. People will be thinking, oh, this. If you look at it, I always say this thing. What are the leaders doing? They're giving them, we have ministers. Ministers, they are well loaded. Governors, they are well loaded with money.
But is it not his fault, though, for appointing the wrong people? If you look at the minister of power, for instance, is barely literate. If you look at the one for custom, is just like a president unto himself, not accountable to anybody.
Yeah,
so is he not the one appointing all these poor quality people into positions?
Man, there's something you need to understand here. When if you're in that position, you have a lot of things to deal with in that country. There are people that when you call
all the more reason why he should appoint the right people.
There are people that you call your trustee. You understand? Regardless that there will be noise making from every angle, every corner. There are people you call your trustee. You release that fund to them. You understand? So you don't care if anything will happen. Your own leader, you already gave them that money. That's it. But it's really sad. It's really, really sad that the country is just the way it is now. You understand? But if we're putting blame on Buhari, I always say again, not him alone. Put more blame on the ministers, on the governors, on the leadership.
Okay, so where are you placing the blame for this Sheikh Gumi narrative? Why is this guy not in jail? Because he's essentially the spokesperson for the bandits, making demand of the Nigerian state and on behalf of the bandits, and he does this all the time. So if he knows where these bandits are, why has all of the forces that are chasing these bandits not invited him or forced him down to their premises to come and give account of his knowledge for reasons of our national security? Why is this guy always the defense? He's telling us now that the bandits are actually the victims. What language is that?
Once upon a time, during Goodluck Jonathan, I think America wants to come in. They use a drone. They just need a clarification from Nigerian government to say, we know where these people they are. But has anything been done? Nothing has been done. They just need that clarity to say, okay, shall we strike? That's it. It's just to give them go ahead. By now, nobody will be hearing about bandit or Boko Haram or whatever. But what happened then? The same Nigerian government, Nigerian leaders, they said, no, leave it. And that was it. That was it. So it's like...
Engineer, can I add to what you say?
Yeah, go on, my brother.
You remember the time that America had to withdraw because whenever they made strategy, they had a strategy. Maybe they had just like about 5 officers, high-ranked officers. Now, they want to go to a location, but before they get there the following day, Boko Haram are waiting for them there already. And they were just few people, and these top security officials. So on this bandit that Gumi is discussing with, now we should know by now that the federal government is not ready to do anything to them because you pardon Boko Haram and you even recruited some of them into the Nigerian army. So that is telling us.
Exactly.
It's something. So it's not new. It's not unexpected when Gumi knows where they are because Gumi said they are everywhere. So that means Gumi said they are close to you. They are everywhere. Gumi said it on national TV that government cannot say they don't know where they are. So if Gumi can know, so the government knows. So they don't
you know what they are saying, Ola? What they are saying is that these people actually outgun the Nigerian forces because we keep saying it. when they went into Libya and they blew up the place, the Americans, they did not take care to take stock of what was there. And the Gaddafi then was the most armed of all of the African states and even most of the Arab states. So it was heavily armed. So those arms, they fell into the hands of these Tuaregs, who were part of his wider army, because he was building some sort of like a African-like type army. So when the Americans blew up that place and there was nobody to seize charge of the arms depots, those arms just fell into the hands of these Tuaregs, etc., even some Nigerians, and they just cascaded down into the Sahel. There are stockpile of all of these armories all over that Sahel region. You've seen that clip of a little boy, about 10, 12, cocking an AK-47. So there's weapons everywhere in that region, and they are only just trying to contain them, because if these people unleash, it will be Armageddon for a lot of people. So
one man, I agree with you, but the question now is this: why are they not overrunning Ghana? Because
Nigeria is where the money is now. Nigeria is where the money is, and Nigeria is sympathetic to them.
Exactly, because whatever happened is not enough for Nigeria to be recruiting ex-Boko Haram into the military. Because if you need them for intelligence, you don't need that. You said that is a separate intelligence that will be feeding them. But recruiting them into the Nigerian military is telling something. So these guys,
let's not forget, right? During Yaradua, let's just analyze this. During Yaradua regime, there was amnesty for Niger Delta. The amount of weapons they recovered, at the time they said if you bring back AK-47, they will give you about I think roughly about 200,000 to 300,000, Nigerian currency then, or more than that.
That was when money still had value.
Thank you. So what happened? I think they recover a lot of, it's just to make that peace. So what is stopping the same government today to tell the Boko Haram, hand everything to us and we will settle you? Is there a crime?
That just makes me mad. I see the logic, but it just makes me mad. These are people that have gone into countless villages and townships and just
unbelievable. They slaughter
hundreds and thousands of people, and at the end of it, they still come out winners. It just doesn't. I mean, that might be a solution. Anything for peace.
Sometimes it bothers me when you begin to use amnesty for militant or things that went on in that region to compare the onslaught of Boko Haram and the killing. You understand? There is no basis, there is no ground at all for you to submerge these two groups of
it's only talking solutions. It's only talking solutions.
It's a different. It's a different presidency. Okay, that's one thing you need to understand.
You see, if they roll on their onslaught now, let me tell you, regardless of wherever these people might have collected from that Niger Delta during the time of Yaradua, they should not just feel that the Niger Delta is as they thought. You understand? I believe, as I'm here, that the weaponry still in that area can mesh with any kind of war front that is coming to that region.
Yes, Igo, I agree with you. I said this sometimes ago. Yeah.
Do you agree with me? See, let me tell you, don't just undermine those people. Any kind of war that is coming to that region, the weaponry that is still in that region can defend that region to the fullest. So nobody to just think maybe one person is coming to invade one side, then the other side are just like that. You will just come and run them and kill them. It's not going to be easy. They must rethink.
No. It's not going to be easy. You understand? What I'm trying to expatiate here is the government, right? They do that to Niger Delta. Let me say, when Nigerian money, according to one man, when Nigerian money was valued, right? They do that. The weapon has been returned back, and they pay them off, right? Why? What I'm saying, why can't they use the same tactics against this Boko Haram instead of leaving them?
My brother, did you know that they gave them a lot of amnesty and they are going back? They give some amnesty, gave them money that is even more than what they gave to those Niger Delta. These are killers. These are people that are miming children, slamming their heads to the wall. These are people that will never come out of prison. See, if I'm privileged to be the president of this country, I will first begin by building like prisons across the 37 countries, 36 states, 37. I will build new police stations. I will build new hospitals and schools. I make sure people are going to prison. I will build new courts and make sure that system, judicial system, see, people should be tried and sent to prison.
You know, the difficulty with the Nigerian system is you get crime without punishment, and not just with Boko Haram. With hold on, yes. No, hold on, Ego. It's not even just with these militants. All across the board, you get crime without punishment. We saw, was it Ojikalu or something that looted the entirety of his state, and they said they caught him and they were taking him to prison for 2 days. The Senate were up in arms that they will hold his seat and continue to pay his salary. That guy didn't spend more than 2-3 days in the prison, and they released him and he was back in the Senate making laws. That's about 30-40 billion naira that it is just, so it's crime without punishment, and it's the same thing. They catch these Boko Harams and then they put them in the army for crime without punishment. So that is the system. But thank you, engineer. Just to keep
can I talk about the second one where you said regarding Tinubu?
Yeah, go on.
You see, when you come to Tinubu, these people, they know how to play with Nigerian people mindset. It's politics. You understand? I keep saying this. When they will cook their food, it's like they'll cook that food and release it to the dogs in the cage. Then see what will happen.
Sorry?
You understand? They know what they're doing. Tinubu is doing well. You got me? So they'll end up saying, oh, let's play this for so months. And we'll end up saying, we didn't find no charges on you. You understand? They play with mindset of Nigerians. But like I said, these people don't know what they're doing.
Do you think they want to use it to give him a clean bill?
It could be. It could be.
Or they want to use it to get rid of him, because it could go either way.
Yeah, it could go either way. There are 2 ways there now. But to me, I feel like they want to just give him that positivity. But like you said again, what will affect him in that presidential race is his health condition. That's it. That's the only thing I can see there.
Yes, and I think we are seeing enough alarming signs of his, because, you know, we see him fall over all the time, and then that news that he was so ill that he has to be rushed abroad. So they've come to dispel. There was even news that he had passed away, that he had died. But then, of course, he's come back now. He's resurrected. There's only one resurrection that we know. So maybe this is the second one. So, but you know, all just this negative stuff. So people are now watching him now. If he falls down one more time, or he stumbles one more time, or he says anything out of tune one more time, then that is the end. I think it's the end for him already.
Yeah,
but his health
I will keep saying this again. It's just they're playing politics with Nigerians, people's mindset. That's just the truth. They're playing politics because they say, "Oh, let's play him to the public. Let's see what the public will say about him." If they see that majority said, "Oh, he's a bad person," then they'll end up saying they found no guilty. He's clean. You understand? So it's just to say everybody shut up. That's the truth.
All right. Thank you, engineer. Ovie, are you there? Because we see the picture of your man. What is going on there? You're really going hard with this your Buhari loving, eh?
No, I just think critically. How can I contribute, towards this election in the way of sensitizing people? So
there you go.
I need to remind people how we get Buhari, how Buhari tell us. Now people package them for us. So and now their first step is that they branded Buhari with everything and it works. So they don't start again. So it's just to remind people how we got to this place.
Oh, okay. Remind us or explain to us, break this down for us. This verification that the customs are saying that they are doing, asking anybody and everybody with a private jet in Nigeria to come and submit the papers of their jet before July the 6th. What do you think is, because of course, this is not just an administrative matter, this is politics, but what do you think is underpinning this request? Ovie?
Well, I don't suspect you. You are digging too much. You are digging too much. I'm taking my own private jet delivery. Come June
Don't
26,
worry.
June
Make
26,
sure you go and
2025.
register it with
June 26, 2025. Now I can't bring all this thing. No worry.
look
We
at
know
it
how to
now.
handle it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how many. I mean, it could be the only thing I can think now is it's just the say it's just a way to keep people notice, keep people on their check, say come. I know say now they bring in money in and out and all those weapons and in and out. So I think that's just a way to send a signal to them and a
You
way
see, because they
to
went
know
on
how
to
many.
add that they'll be publishing their findings on July the 6th, and people will be alarmed. So what I think that they're trying to do is to essentially just put a big splash to say this person owns 6-7 private jets, this person owns 10-8 private jets, and then people then will start to form that correlation between that person as they know them and the private jets that they claim they have. Well, I don't know, but certainly there's a political angle to that, because of course
No,
everything Buhari is
Buhari,
politics.
see, as I said, you see, boy, down to what I put up as the poster. See, Buhari, this is a man who don't try, go back to a village retired. When they bring this man out, what the man saw, the kind of money where people they bring in to support the campaign, all the private jet they take the flower powder, into shock, say, come, am I really in the same space with you guys? So I think he's trying to, now put that into work. Say, okay, election is coming, so everything they will do, PDP are going to do everything to produce the next president. Because already, if you watch the youth leader, Ahmed Ismail or whatever his name is, who organized that youth convention under APC, first youth convention under APC that was taking place, took place today, earlier on today.
No, that was where Buhari made his announcement that he's fair and balanced. Can you defend, because you defend everything Buhari, so can you defend what he said that he's let me give you, what's the headline again? My appointments and policies have been fair and inclusive. So fair and inclusive is how Buhari wants us to see him 6 years now into his administration, or his regime, I should say. So fair and inclusive. Do you want us to go through the names again? Name one person within his cabinet that is not an Aboki.
There's minister from every state to start with.
Very good.
From every state to start with, and from narrow it down to the geopolitical zone. Come on, then they're there now, so he knows what he's talking about.
All right. Now, and Sheikh, go on.
Back to what I was, saying. That guy already, they are alluding to the fact that APC already have 20 million members. 20 million from
where are you getting that figure from?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
No,
but nobody's saying.
No, where are you getting that figure from?
I'm quoting the guy now, the leader of the APCU.
Is this from a different story?
It was the interview today on channel.
No, I didn't say that, but carry on, yeah.
Yeah, so he said it now, so then they play with the Buhari primary election 2019, I be 18, saying now 40 million people vote for him. But if some few people just come out for APC, makes more noise for TV, and that's it. At the end of the day, they find 1 million join and 50 million never come. Now they are saying the whole party now is what? 20 million. Party of, as of last year, they say now, before this year new resolution, they say now 12 to 15 million. Now they don't get. That is the whole point where they try stress every day. Say Buhari don't succeed bring in Fulanis in their millions. Why this header farmer, whatever they go on, they are tripping from. They talk and verbally that the Fulani who are killing people are not Nigerians. At the end of the day, now people will go vote be that. So these people, Buhari don't see our air. He don't set the standard for him people for the next 30, 40, 50 years.
Yeah, we'll see
now,
how
which are they trying to stress be that? Now, which are they trying to say? No, besides they glorify the man. Why would they focus on? Is he competent? Say,
Buhari is not some master.
He's doing the damage.
You see this, the way you are trying to deify this guy, turn him into some sort of deity. It's not a deity.
No, I am just telling you what is happening. It's obvious now. You don't see everything I'm.
No, he's not a deity. He's not some super brain. He's not
To
Wale
his
Soyinka
people,
or
I'm
Achebe.
not saying
He's
to
not,
every
he's not,
Nigerian,
he's
to
not
the
Soyinka or
Fulani
Achebe.
nation.
You know, it's
I'm
just a malam. That is all he is.
to
Although
you,
you are
that's
calling him
okay,
into
and
some
that's fine.
superhero.
Listen,
It's
I
just a
am not.
malam.
Well, we thank God, say me and you, they see the everything what they talk
But
now.
everything you
So
try to overplay his hand as though we're
I am
talking
not
about
overplaying. There's nothing
Einstein.
I've
He's
said that
not a
you've not
super
heard
brain.
on TV or
He
you've
is
not read
not
or
a
you've not
super brain.
seen.
what
One
Ove
thing I
is
talk
saying,
about this
one
man,
man, is
I know they say this. They tell you what is happening. You're saying it.
No,
So what be praise?
you are speculating and
no,
trying to
he's a
I
champion
elevate
am
to the
not
nothing.
saying
Fulani
this
people.
man
That's
is
what
doing
Ove
great
is
for
saying.
Nigeria.
one man,
Don't you are not
one
getting
man.
that.
Yeah.
I am
What
not saying he's
Buhari
doing
is
well for
doing,
Nigeria.
what
I'm not saying
Buhari
he's doing
is
well for
doing
Nigeria.
is not as if Buhari is that one that is that brilliant. He's still
No,
making use of
it's,
our people. You understand?
you
He's
understand.
making the traitor among the people to do his biddings. That is
It's
exactly
as
what Buhari
simple
is
as
doing.
that.
When they
Exactly.
wanted to remove Onoge, Professor Isage was one of those people that was giving the federal government legal advice. And you would
When
not
they talk,
expect
you say you
that
people
kind
don't know
of
it's
thing,
not
you
fair with
understand?
this administration.
And they were even telling Nigerians that what Buhari did by removing Onoge was the right thing to do, when they even know that that thing was just an assault on judiciary, which is supposed to be another arm of the government.
Exactly.
So it's our people they use against us.
I am not even saying Buhari has done great or good. You know, it's not even done anything for Nigeria. But
But
to that
what I have
no.
noticed, what I've noticed is, even if he blows his nose, you come and tell us that it's some master
Listen
stroke
now,
of
no,
genius.
see, you are the one,
Settle down.
see, listen. I am not saying Buhari has done anything for Nigeria, it's great for Nigeria. I'm being specifically to the Fulani nation. I am at the expense of Nigerians. Fine, we allowed him, we empowered him to do that. I mean, what did they glorify him again? I'm not glorifying him. I'm telling you what he's doing and what is going on. You are seeing, you feel the effect, good or bad. You decide to glorify him. No, he's there.
Look at how they cage Osibajo, for example. Now, you will believe that our people were the person they used against Osibajo, and Buhari will pretend as if he doesn't know anything.
No, but it's a Fowler, isn't it? Some Fowler guy.
Let's leave Baba alone. On a lighter note, where you guys are talking about the possible running mate of Tinubu. I mean, what about Bishop Coker, Matthew Coker?
Of course. What about Apostle Suleiman? At least Suleiman is. If we're being ridiculous, let's be ridiculous together now.
Listen.
What about Baba Ajeja?
Now, one of the political oracles we will get for that part of the country, whole Africa. Go and read about that guy.
Of course.
Forget his grammar, go and read about him. He anticipates people we don't associate with.
Okay.
I mean, it must sound very bizarre, but okay, but I like that, but I still believe that at this point.
Because evolution does what you are doing as well.
I said on a lighter note. No,
on a lighter note. Okay, yeah. So, but just using, still in that humor.
Yes.
Some of the names that people come up with, they don't, because evolution does it. The Seno came and did it. The Seno actually came us, maybe it was trying to make us laugh. It was saying Rotimi Amechi that we should go and write it down. So you just because no matter how they are going to rig somebody in, that person has to have a political weight. He has to be a heavyweight. Buhari was a heavyweight before they put him in 2015. No, everybody knew him.
Tinubu is a heavyweight.
Tinubu is a heavyweight. Atiku is a heavyweight.
Coca will cement international relations, and the peace that elude us now. Matthew Coca will come cement out. That's a very formidable ticket, but it's funny, right? But again, I believe that before this administration, the way they could take descent on Tinubu, at a point, if it's not already doing that,
that would be interesting. We're all waiting for that, and that will come in the next few weeks.
At a point, if it's not already doing that, I believe the last na Ingo support Oshibanjo.
No, this is what they're going to say to him, that look, we don't want you, but you can have your boy. But I don't think they want him. I don't think they want him.
That will take his place in If he makes Oshibanjo the president, he will stand him out among the Yoruba. From time immemorial to today, he will stand that guy out.
He will be the most educated and the most civilized president we have ever had if we have Oshibanjo. So we will have no excuse. If Osinbajo fails as a president, we have no other excuse in Nigeria because he's educated, he's civilized, he's articulate, he's intelligent. So it's all of these things that we say, oh, if only we had somebody like that. So if he goes in and he fails, then we have no excuses left in Nigeria.
I'm sorry to disappoint you. Whoever is coming, is going to be worse than Buhari. It might be in a different way.
Okay, well, that is your speculation. We all know about your Buhari worship.
Osinbajo cannot be worse than Buhari.
Under this constitution, I'll not be Osinbajo. Bring Jesus Christ.
You know what they call chi? You know what they call chi? You know what they call chi in Igbo land?
What is it?
In some sections of Igbo land, they have this little idol that they pour libation to, like a family god. So they call it their chi. So it looks as though Buhari is your chi, because we saw the photograph on your thing. Are you pouring libation? Do you wake up in the morning and pour gin to the picture of Buhari? Is this what you are doing?
To remind Nigerians how we got to this place.
No, I think the photograph, you can see the
it's
photograph.
How we got
that is his chi. Buhari is
Buhari is not my chi. How would they get Buhari now? Now that was the genesis. Now that picture where they see so.
Okay.
And the genesis be that.
There's still plenty to discuss with everyone, but let me sample all opinions. Sam usually joins us, but we hardly ever get the chance to hear his voice. So Sam, we'll try you again and hope. You see, I think he has dipped out again because it's already showing it's not connected. Sam, if you, yes, let me remove you from that one and bring you in on this one. So Sam, hopefully we'll get you. This is what usually happens with Sam. Sam, can you hear me? Sam? I can hear rattlings in the background, so just speak. Sam, you're up. So that's Sam. He tries hard to come in, but we never really get fully hold of him. Sam?
Why is it not pay 5 billion, Abi?
This is it. And he's in America somewhere, so there's no reason. No. We've had his son on this program before. I think his son probably pointed him in the direction of the noise making that goes on here.
You want this to say Buhari never spent 5 billion?
Dollars. Not naira, dollars.
What even do now pounds? You want to disagree with them?
I know.
How much they spend? Wait, listen. How much they spend for traders' money?
No, what? No, hold on, Ovia. Why do you do these things, man? How can $5 billion be put in the Nigerian economy?
But guess what? It's laughable, but guess what? It will stand. That's why they laugh.
They've already said it, so the money is gone.
Exactly. So I'm telling you, I am justifying you the money where they talk and say traders' money, all this IDPC there, we will see so nobody know how many coronavirus.
Hold on, let's see if you can. Let's see if you can get hold of Sam.
Easy justification go follow up.
Yeah, hold on, Ovi. Sam, your mic is showing as muted. So you see a slash going across the mic. So if you press something to unmute that, then we can hear your voice. So unmute yourself, Sam. Then we. Sam. Or get your son to do it for you. I saw him trying to help you out the last time. Sam. All right. Okay, we'll try again with Sam. Let's go to Ego. We've not heard
from Ego. Buhari generation. Buhari generation.
No. Sam is
now that they rule us. Now that they control us. now that they have a problem.
Be careful.
Be careful. Did you see that image? You know how they try to package this.
This is the genesis of our problem. This is the genesis of our problem.
Okay, I think we have Sam. Hold on. Sam, are you there? You've unmuted yourself, so now just speak. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we have to press on. So to Ego then. Let's go to Ego. You've been following the narrative, Ego, so just speak to the space.
What space? Tinubu, which of the space?
Yes, so Tinubu, the investigation carries on. So for the EFCC chairman to say that the investigation into Tinubu, because they've gone to the Code of Conduct Bureau to ask for his asset declaration, which they are mandated to do, by the way. Every public office holder is mandated to do an asset declaration. So they're now going to, when he was last in office, to see what he declared, to now see, because when they go to the Code of Conduct Bureau to gather what he declared as his assets when he came into office as Lagos State Governor, they will then go to Company House and land registry, etc., to audit what his assets are now, what companies he owns, by proxy or not. So they're going to marry essentially what he declared as his assets when he first came into governance to what is asset. Essentially, they want to rope him in corruption to get him out of the way, essentially. But or what is your reading? They say they're still investigating Tinubu.
According to he will say all his politics, you know, all na politics. What they are trying to do now,
it makes sense. That really says last.
So carry on,
yeah, if that really happens, all they are trying to do now is just to tell that guy that's still off the way. And that's the very reason why people continue to tell Tinubu, you must not be a president. Why you don't you throw your weight in one of your Yoruba in that your South, and forget about that kind of ambition, so that eyes will not like just be on you. If I'm in his shoes, I will drop that ambition. I will endorse someone. That same weight I gave to Buhari, I will give it to it's because of those thoughts. It's because of those thoughts now they are trying to go in, and let me tell you, whoever will be investigated by Buhari must be investigated. All those that have case, whether good or bad, even if they suspend them before, they will still bring all their case up again. That's just the truth. Mostly in this time of politics, this time of election.
Look at that.
You know,
hold on. So, I want everybody to hear this. I want everybody to hear this so that if he runs away, you live in America, so I want you to find out where Alexander lives, because we are going to hold him to this. This is what Alexander is saying via Super Chat. Engineer, everybody pay attention to this, because we are holding you to this. So Alexander, one man, if Okorocha doesn't get a ticket for the presidency, either the presidency or vice presidency, I will donate 1 million, 1,000 naira. Oh, right. 1,000 naira to a charity of your choice. Oh, you don't have the confidence.
Donate it to my foundation. Donate it to my foundation.
Huh? No, that's 1,000 naira now. That's 1,000 naira. I think
1,000 naira, not a million.
I need to stress seriousness. Of course, I like that spirit.
Donate them to my foundation.
No,
I don't say me you give me. That will help somebody.
You know, there's a
my foundation is solely about the rural dwellers.
Sorry,
I somehow agree with this guy. There is a possibility.
But yeah, but Alexander, even hold on, even the money that he used to send it to Super Chats is more than the 1,000 naira.
It's more than failure.
Is it 1,000
naira?
No, there's a zero. No, I think he missed out a zero. Almost certainly. If you missed out a zero, let us know. Okay, he said he meant 1 million. So he meant 1 million. So we take that on. So that is Alexander's position. What gives him that confidence, though? He has to explain. So he meant 1 million naira. So that is, everybody pay attention. This is what Alexander is saying. One man, if Okorocha doesn't get a ticket for the presidency, either as the front runner or as a vice, I will donate 1 million naira to a charity of your choice. So sickle cell charities is a charity of my choice, because I lost my younger brother.
What about my foundation? What about my foundation?
We go 50-50. Don't worry.
We are here
I'll tell you guys about it one day.
Actually,
congratulations, because of
Okorocha foundation. You have to tell us about your foundation. Even I tried to tease it out of you. I tried to tease it out of you, but yeah. What Ovie does essentially is that he's sponsoring the education of people in the rural area, and I think he's paying that from his own pocket. So well done, Ovie. I've outed you, whether you wanted to be outed or not. But back to you, Ego.
Thank you. Back to you.
No, it's something it's something to be celebrated, you know. So, and it's something you should make public, actually, so that people who are interested might want to join you in what you're doing. So, so well done. So back to Ego. Buhari is telling us now that his appointments and policies have been fair and inclusive. So all this Fulanization now that we've been chanting for the last 6 years, total nonsense, of course, because in Buhari's own head, he is fair and balanced. So would you agree with that, Ego?
Buhari, if we begin to listen to what Buhari is, well, before I go there, let me at the same time congratulate and applaud Ovie for his good job that he's doing. It's not easy. Riches is not about how much you gather, but lives that you can touch. So no, I really
Ovie doesn't like to talk about it, but I feel he should. So Ovie, sorry if I crossed the line, but you know, yeah.
It's a nice thing. It's a nice thing. Talking about it is not. It's not nothing wrong at all about it.
No, it's not. It's not. I don't like talking.
Let me give him that gratitude also. So the area of our brother, our leader, saying that his appointments are fair. What do you expect him to say to you at this time? But in reality, the appointments are not fair. But you must understand that Buhari is one man who believes that he is a military man and he does his things his military way. Myself and yourself know that these appointments are all fraud. But he's telling you now that the appointment is fair. But that's not true. The appointment
you know that Ego, you know, when he opens the books for you, he will show you exactly that the appointments are fair. Do you know what they do? You know that within the Nigerian structure, they have a minister and then they have a minister of state. Like, for instance, Buhari is the petroleum minister, and then Temipre Silva is the minister of state for petroleum. So Buhari is the lead, but then he is almost an equal weight, but not quite. So they have the minister and the minister of state. So what he's going to do then is to open the books for you and show you all this sort of like gymnastics that they have been doing in the books so it's just a total nonsense, of course, because we know that the whole of the Nigerian structure is always about the lead in any space. I mean, Osinbajo would not even get dressed in the morning if Buhari says he should spend the whole day walking around naked. So this is just the gymnastics. He will tell us that the minister of state it's not an Oyo man, so it's a Yoruba light. I've told you before, if you're not an Oyo man, it's a bit like it's a bit like Coca-Cola original and Diet Coke. So Coca-Cola original is the Oyo man. So anybody that is not Oyo, you can still be Yoruba, but they are Diet Coke. So they are.
That means zero tolerance Coke.
I am for Osinbajo for president. You know that.
Me too. I wouldn't mind anyway. But yeah, so carry on now. Ego. So to that space, Buhari in the fantasy that is going on in his head, telling us that it's fair and balanced.
It's fair and balanced. Where do you want to see? Where do you say it's not fair and balanced? A man who come and tell you that there is grazing route, that there is road for car, where he is bringing. What don't you expect from this guy? So if he says it's fair and balanced, let us take it like that, because he has told you, and that is what we stand. What me and you say here doesn't matter. When we know very well that among 16 security with him, only 2 is from the south or wherever be one. So I don't know. It might be fair. Maybe because Michael Raboy is heading the Supreme Military. I don't know. Maybe that's
Lucky, Minister of Defense.
Lucky. Maybe because Lucky Raboy is in the means. That's why he's telling you that he's outside that name. You will not hear any of that. Do you know? Okay, look at this Bawana that's heading EFCC. Why don't they bring an Igbo man to head the EFCC or one small this thing? Look at this guy from the Code of Conduct Tribunal. How long will he stay in that court? They should bring an Isha man to sit there as the head of that court. What are we doing in this country? And it looks as if it's only I'm not really.
Buhari doesn't trust any Southerners to hold that post.
What do you mean? Do you need to trust people? See, you don't trust Southerners and you live by their words. You don't know the word of the country nations from the south. What are you talking about? Talking about the word comes from the Niger Delta, also you don't trust them and you have been feeding the entire country from this in the last 60 years. Carry these people along across this country. What's your
remember, remember when Oshibanjo, when Buhari was away in hospital and Oshibanjo sacked Mamandaura as the head of the DSS because he rolled operatives onto the Senate. Yes, and then he replaced him with Peter something or the other, some guy, either Igbo from the south.
Bayelsa guy is one Bayelsa guy, I think.
Yes, so he replaced him with somebody from the southern region, but from that south, the Bayelsa, as you say. So he replaced him with that person, and that person immediately was coming out in the public space to start to explain the functionings of that space and to say that they are too shadowy and they want to engage. So it was making all the sort of noise that Nigerians were expecting from that sort of space, that explain your activities. We know you're a secret police, but have a human face. So he was trying to have a human face. As soon as Buhari came back from his hospital, he sacked that guy, that Oshibanjo. Immediately he sacked him and replaced him with another, some Yamutu guy who is just carrying guns all over the place and terrorizing people.
He's a retired person. He's a retired DSS guy. He brought him back.
Who?
He's a retired guy.
Yes, he was a retired guy. You saw bitching. Yes.
He didn't waste time.
He didn't bring from within. Go on, please.
So sorry, carry on, go.
Yeah. Go ahead, National Mind. Go ahead. Let me.
What I'm saying is, he didn't even bring somebody within the DSS. You get what I'm trying to say? But a retired DSS person. So.
But do you remember that narrative, Rational Mind, when Ashibajo sacked Mamandaura, replaced him with that guy, waiting confirmation, and that guy was seeming excellent for the post, and then he went and brought this retired shadowy figure again, another Hausa Fulani, but then of course
there's no agenda in this whole thing. I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious that there is something in the pipeline. I mean, these people, they know what they are doing. You know, this is the same guy who say during his inauguration, he says, "I belong to all and I belong to nobody." You know.
No, I think that statement did not last 24 hours. Did it? As soon as they started to read out his appointments, then we knew immediately.
We should not listen to what this guy says as such.
One man.
What he does.
You see what Buhari did that time. You've not even talked about the consequences of that his action to Oshibanjo. You know when he did
that was the first time. That was when he emasculated him in that office.
You know, immediately they did that. This guy, this late man, Abakari, they quickly rushed back to London to convince this guy Buhari why he should return to Nigeria now. When he returned to Nigeria, the first thing they did was just to start withdrawing Oshibanjo staff. They started withdrawing Oshibanjo that is duplication.
Sorry to interject on you as you interjected on us. So we all interrupt. But you know, these are $5 billion that were just quibbling, that were alarming over. You know, that portfolio, it used to be under what is his name? Oshibanjo's office. The humanitarian affairs thing was under his office, disaster management and social development. They were all under his purview, and they took it off the back of that Mamandaura thing and created this new entity, which they then gave to this Sadiya Farouk. And by the way, Sadiya Farouk, 2 years into that, she went and married the army chief. So it's just a whole mess of with $5 billion in her pocket. I'm sure everybody was toasting her. If only I had the chance, I would toast. I would turn Muslim and tell my wife that, look, opportunity knocks.
Poor people have different definitions to different people, So someone may need to ask Buhari the definition of his own poor people. The politicians, they are poor in mind. So, and from hierarchy, we have hierarchy of poverty. So from politicians down to the people they can buy on the street, that will still come out. All those cyber billions, one guy we call this. So.
Stealing is not corruption.
Yeah, but still with ego to the space of Sheikh Gumi telling us that what we should really be feeling is sorry for the bandits, because they are actually victims too. So this is the thing. They are just the victims. And that victimhood is being expressed in picking up school children, slaughtering a few of them to shake the hearts of everybody, and then demanding 200 million naira from their parents, who are probably eking out a living. So this is what victims are like, Sheikh Gumi style. Ego. Oh, we don't have ego anymore. So to you then, rational mind.
Okay. So what was
let me shuffle ego for. No, it's just a Sheikh Gumi. Let me give you the headline. It says this is Sheikh Gumi speaking, which you'll not be surprised to hear. It says, stop killing bandits, they are victims too. And let me just give you the top 3 paragraphs. Popular Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmed Gumi has said killing bandits will only worsen the security situation in the country. He stated these whilst having an interview with The Punch on efforts to rescue the kidnapped pupils of Tegina Islamic School in Niger State. The bandit had demanded 200 million naira from the victims' parents, which was later reduced to 150 million naira. Gumi said despite efforts to get the people out, the bandits are adamant in their financial demands. So it goes on, but the upshot of it is that he's saying that the bandits are essentially victims too, because I read it out in full, but essentially he is telling us that the bandits now that went and picked up all these schoolgirls demanding 200 million naira now cheap at the price, 150 million naira from their parents that just are managing to pay their school fees, that they are actually victims too. So the bandits as victims too, according to the spokesperson of the bandits.
There's nothing we're not going to hear from this northerners, especially this called northerners. So sometimes you just wonder what is wrong with these people. I mean, like,
why have they not questioned that guy? Is the question. Why has it not been questioned?
Well, you see, it's again, you see, when I start talking about religion here, you say maybe I'm trying to be kind of a religious bigot. I mean, I don't belong to any of either. But then what I'm trying to just say is that, you see, everything still boils down to some people being sacred cow by virtue of their ethnicity, and usually I think everything boils down to their religion as well. If you are regarded as a scholar or a sheikh or sadwana, an emir or whatever you be from the north, but as long as you're attached to their religion, you are viewed as a sacred cow.
Untouchable.
Untouchable, yeah. So nobody should touch you. You can't be touched. So
there's no escaping the fact now that we have an apartheid system in Nigeria. There's absolutely no. It's an apartheid system.
People keep talking about some people being first class, some people being second class. This is what we're talking about. This is just an example of some people being first class and some people being second class in that country. I mean, second class citizen, and that is what people from the south are telling the Buhari and his people. That you people cannot be asking and we cannot be acting like others are second class. And look at how they are trying to enforce this so-called herdsman and whatever. You know, I was listening to, in fact, let me just say two things. Sometimes you want, like I was trying to say, you wonder how these people reason. The way they reason, you like, where are these people from? What planet are these people from? And you're like, I mean, are we not together in this same country whereby, I mean, in Nigeria, whereby we all go to school? Obviously, we don't go to school. Not everybody go to school, the same school. Some people go to school at night, some people go to school. Maybe that's the reason why we reason differently. But then you see, recently one was, I think I was hearing, was it over the news? One of these northern groups, they were talking about the refinery, that they own the refinery, they created the refinery. It was from their groundnuts money, whatever they made from the northern region, and their cotton was where they made the money to build the refinery in the south. That they even discovered the oil in the south. It's like, you're like, are these people? I mean, are these people crazy or what? And the way this guy was talking to the media, he was talking with this absolute
arrogance.
He's so sure of what he was talking about. Then you wonder. And then you were talking about another religious bigot, I mean, it was another Fulani I was listening to the other day who was talking about the forest that Fulani man, they got nothing from that country. I'm just trying to answer your question.
Yeah.
They've got nothing from that, because that's the narrative that Gumi has been talking about, that these people have been marginalized. Who in that country has not been marginalized? Look at people from South. Look at their environment, where the oil is being drilled. Look at the pollution there. Are those people not marginalized? No, you realize how many years they've been talking about the cleanup of Ogoni land and everything? And what have they done? Nothing has been done to that land.
Sorry to cut you. Something has been done. If you don't know, it's the same Buhari that came and fixed the land for them. You understand? When Jonathan was there, has he done anything? He has done nothing.
No, when was something done?
That's what I'm asking. I want to wonder too. But I think he has answered the question himself. He said what he's trying to say is that they send Osibajo there, and this lady that is now working in the UN, Buhari's nephew, her niece, the lady that works with the UN. What's her name? Somebody remind me that.
No, it's a family business, isn't it?
Yeah, I think she was born in the UK, but she's obviously she's a Fulani woman, and then she has
something Ahmed or the other.
Something like that. So I think they sent her and Oshibajo to Niger Delta area. I think to those Ogoni area where there is this pollution, and they were promising. In fact, they even brought in some machine. I even saw it from here. They brought in some machine, like they put up this pretense that okay, we started doing something. But I tell you right now, go to Ogoni land right now. There is nothing done there. After that, maybe after that very day, they brought in the media, they show the whole noise making and everything. The next day, they pack, maybe even after 1 hour after that time, they pack the whole machinery and then they move out. Left that place. So what I'm just trying to say is this: that you see, a country where some people believe that they are superior to the others. Like I was trying to say again about this Fulani man who was talking about how Fulani people have been marginalized. Just to answer your question, that they've been marginalized. That the Fulani, they got nothing in that country. Like, let us ask this question for a start. These Fulanis that we're talking about, are they even originally from Nigeria? That's the question. Like, obviously, the answer, we all know the answer to that question. Now you are trying to claim rights. This is the same the same president who acknowledged that there were some Fulanis from Mauritania, from Central African Republic, who are non-Nigerians, and who himself sit down in Aso Rock there and is doing nothing about it. You get it? So now this Fulani is going to the forest, like this idiot was talking about, this so-called idiot Fulani nationalist who was talking. He said he's an educated Fulani. He said Fulani has gotten nothing in that country, rather they've been maltreated, they rustle their cow, and then Fulani people, they go to forest.
Their cow? Is it the restive people of Igogo community that is rustling their cow? Or is it the Igbo farmer in Abakaliki that is? Why is it my problem if their cows have been rustled? What has it got to do with me?
Let me interject small. You are talking about the former Minister of Environment. Jane Mohammed, non-deputy secretary.
Okay, that's the name.
Just confirm it now.
I said that on behalf of Bia. I'm standing up for the women.
My
question, she has a name.
You were hiding your face before. As soon as you see Bia, as soon as Bia turned up, I knew you will come running.
No, because if to say now man now dig her mouth. She has a name. Her name is Hamina Jane Mohammed.
Yes. Fighting sister.
Secretary.
Look at that.
Because of our
you have turned feminist now.
She has a British mother. I think the dad is a Nigerian from.
She's a Nigerian. Okay, she's a Nigerian.
I'm talking about the name. The Jane is
she's not a criminal, so she's not an earthman. She's a Fulani. She's well educated and she deserves our respect. She's a Nigerian. We don't want to give her to the British.
Ovie, don't start this narrative of let's just not go there. Let me just finish this thought. I know you're trying to go through.
Go on.
Let me just finish this thought. So now what I'm trying to say is that this guy said, "Oh, Fulani people got nothing," and so when they do, they're now going to the forest. They clear a forest. I mean, just imagine that. Just listen to that.
And whose land is that forest, by the way? Because there's no free land in Nigeria or anywhere in the world.
Now, listen to this reason. It says we're going to the forest because nobody care for us. So we isolate ourselves. We're going to the forest, we clear land, and then we put ourselves there, try to raise our kids, and they don't even create any school for us. Like now you ask your question. That land you went to clear, do you think it's just there by itself? Somebody owns it.
By magic.
Somebody owns it. It's either an individual owns it or the government
a community or a state or
did you
a
ask permission from
or a village.
It's like we're missing something here, guys.
This reason of
Please.
entitlement, that they are entitled to everything in that country.
This is
get
it.
No,
But this only seems to be happening in
Can I chip in
when they
something
tried
here?
this in Ghana? You know, when they tried this in Ghana, they rounded all of the cattle that they brought on the streets and used it for suya, and they never tried it again.
One man, there's something else we are hiding from ourselves.
We are fed up of these people.
Let's say the truth to ourselves here now. I keep saying this. Why are we covering sin out of nothing? Fulani man come out and said they go to bush, they clear this, they clear that. Come on. Are we having leaders in every state? Yes or no? It's a simple question. Why are we always talking about Fulani do this?
But when the president himself is saying that, did you not hear Buhari's speech when he told us categorically that any land belongs to the Fulanis? That was what he said.
These leaders, Buhari already sought these people out, so he can give that speech. I don't know. We are making mistakes.
We cannot.
That the man where they say that, not be the man where they sell our country out, where they give our land out. That the man where they says be that. At least we see the man for the land. No sell out to Cameroon or Niger or anything. That's
who they sell land? Forget about
Bakassi people are sold. Bakassi people are gone. Those are our brothers.
Are you from Bakassi? Are you from Bakassi?
Out freely.
It was Gowon. We have already been through this. It was Gowon that seeded Bakassi. It was Gowon.
didn't give your land out.
Listen,
it's a revision. We're
in a democracy. I'm sorry, rational mind. We're in a democracy. If Buhari asks for something, he push for something, if we not allow him, we'll take him. That's not a human being in being.
Simple.
We allowed him. Our people allowed him. That's it.
Why are we allowing this man
to be? We're in a democracy for God's sake. Whatever is allowed.
All right. Okay, let's hear from Bia.
I'm sorry, rational mind.
Let's hear from Bia. She's smiling to herself, so maybe she wants to share the joke. But you're smiling to yourself, Bia. I'm a little bit concerned. And by the way, rational mind, you are going to take a beating today because plenty of water has left you a beating. I'm just waiting for Ajande Koko to come. Then the two of you, because he's left a beating. Don't worry. We'll let Ajande Koko come. Then the two of you will take your beating together. So Bia, to you, you're smiling. Is it the private jet that they are looking to impound that you are? Because according to the Buhari administration, this is what they are saying. Custom vows to impound private jets not verified by July the 6th. So this is the latest headline that the Nigerian space is delighting us with. The public relations officer of Customs, John Attar, gave the warning at a media briefing to update the public on the ongoing audit of privately owned aircraft operating in Nigeria. The NCS, so that's the Nigerian Customs Service, the NCS on May the 31st, 2021, announced plans to carry out a holistic audit of private jets imported into Nigeria to ensure that all appropriate revenues of government were not being evaded or operating rules breached. According to Attar, within 2 weeks into the 30 days verification period, only 6 owners of private jets have responded to the invitation. Only 6 owners of private jets have responded to the invitation, necessitating this update and reminder to those who have not responded to do so in order to avoid possible detention of the aircraft. We learned some are coming today or tomorrow for verification. We also know that some brought their private jets under temporary import certificate, which has expired and not renewed. These are infractions. At the end of the verification, some of these things we want to expose will come to light. So that is the pertinent part of it for me. So it says at the end of the verification, some of these things we want to expose will come to light. We will make our findings known on July the 6th after the expiration of the 30-day grace period window. So they're asking people with private jets to come and verify them. So I trust that you would have verified your jets already, Bia, but really what is going on there? Why are they asking you guys to come and verify your jets? Bia, good to see you.
Hello, woman, and hello, everyone else. I think the question we need to be asking the shovel teeth man is, who are his targets?
Yeah, that is the question. That is really because, of course,
who
politics
are his
is
targets? Yeah, politics. He's playing it in a very dangerous way, and stepping on toes. And people are just watching him. Those governors are just watching him, even though they've collected money and eaten their souls. He's put on their faces and still abusing them. That is terrible.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that.
They've lost every sense of dignity and respect as a human being. It's not only shitting on themselves, on the politicians, the governors. It's like, I can fry you, I can do whatever I like, I can cut off your manhood. It's what I say.
Settle down.
No, but she's saying the truth.
Let me say the truth. It's my mind.
She's saying the truth.
Because
this is the truth.
The bitter truth is that, who are the people that are giving this shovel teeth man wings to do these things in a country that there is supposed to be law, that he should never be above the law. When everyone is corrupt from head to toe, when the body is rotting from head down, it's a complete baggages of incompetence, fraudulent activities.
What politics do you think is in play? It's more the question really that I was wanting to explore with you.
He's targeting certain people because some people are provoking him.
Yes,
because some people are provoking him. Who are the people that own private jets? Very soon he will start going to people that manufacture cars. From there, he will start going to spare parts. He's targeting southern part of Nigeria.
Well, I'm not sure, maybe or maybe not, but I think he's targeting a demography within that super rich hierarchy who he feels is a threat towards.
Who are those people? Who are those people?
Well, we're talking
very
Tinubu,
soon now. One man, let me finish. Well, let me finish. One man now, very soon he will start targeting certain people that live abroad, that are paying into sending money to family members, and they will start taxing you and I a lot of money for living abroad, even though they made us to run out of Nigeria. He's always preying on people that he has actually made powerless to fuel his ego. Look at, most of them are foreigners, like this Hakim Baba Ahmed. He's a man from Mauritania who was selling cows in Ghana and other African countries. They didn't pay him enough money. They owed him money. Then he heard that somewhere in Nigeria, in the north, they are giving some free kind of a scholarship. He went in there to mint the money. He traveled abroad, studied, came back, got into the where they print money, the mint. From there, he entered politics. Look at look at him from head to toe. Does he look like a typical Nigerian? What is he doing there, even in our politics? Who gave him that audacity and right? A criminal like that. Buhari should start probing his own people. I've looked at the list of the people, the MDs heading the Niger Delta side of oil. Most of them are northerners. Yeah, we only have 2 people from Niger Delta in position of power in the petroleum, where all the money is coming from to fuel their evil agenda. That is annoying. They are very annoying. Why should we allow this to happen? How did we get here? How is it possible that someone who is an illiterate to go on ahead? How can they even be able to calculate the amount of oil that all these international bodies are stealing from us?
Because the leaders, they sold their right. They sold their rights. That's the problem.
Now, I want to say something to you. You register a company. Nigeria now is a company where they do dirty business with all the free gift God gave to us. Say now we don't have oil. Let's leave the oil now and say, okay, Fulani, let's leave oil. How are we going to survive?
You know what Selibi said? Selibi says Nigeria is just a place where people go to collect. So in
Yes.
foreigner, Nigerian, etc., it's just really where people
Why
go.
don't he look at that small
you
boy? He
puff your
put it
chest
to
out and go and collect your own
EFCC.
money.
Look at the small boy in EFCC. What does he know about crime? Is he not a criminal himself?
He's
How
a criminal,
can a criminal be looking for a criminal like himself? Now they are going to celebrities, the little people, not little people that have struggled. You know, some of our celebrities. Very soon that they'll come for the video if he refuses to campaign for them.
No. You know what's going to? I'm glad you brought the. Sorry, Bea, to interrupt you. I'm glad you brought Davido's name in because I was waiting for somebody to land on that name.
Yes.
You know, we saw Peter Obi shaking hands with Yaya Bello, and then we
all
saw
of them.
Ihanoche shaking hands with Yaya Bello, and then the UFC guy that went to win a championship. So the next person now that we're going to see shaking hands is Davido, but then of course they have to get the money right because you know Davido is not cheap. So I think $10 million will get him that handshake. The Oni of Ife himself has got to shake hands with Yaya Bello. So
and
yeah,
Davido, guy, Burna Boy, and
you see, there you go. So this is it, politics Nigerian style, private jet, whatnot. Engineer, you wanted to say something?
I want to say something. What's the difference when a president is so corrupt that he's got so much blood in his hands? Yeah, who gave him that right or legal right that he's above the law to take life of any IPOB member? He doesn't have the right. Imagine.
What is so sacred about IPOB member?
No. They're human lives. Human lives.
Because why don't you just say Nigerians or people? Why IPOB?
I'm starting from there. Please, one man. No, put your ego down a bit.
Let me throw this to
remove
one man.
your ego that you're using to try to believe in. Don't start that.
Let me finish. Throw this to one man, please.
Let me finish. 1 minute. I want to say something. Did you know now that
let him interject now?
Wait, I want to say something before he interjects. You know that the Nigerian, yes, Nigerian government are right now throwing bomb in the east. Who are you bombing?
Who told you that? Is this Radio Biafra again?
It's not Radio Biafra now. Well, one man, you are so pathetic sometimes.
No,
I don't know what's wrong. You are so pathetic. You know, you need to first of all remove the peck in your own eyes before you start blaming IPOB. Are you better than
we all know that we all know that you come here to give me a flogging. So
I will give you a flogging. Allow me to be myself.
One man, do you know what they call Ekwensu romance mami water?
This is it, eh? I don't know. Do you eat it with begiri? Do you eat it with begiri? You don't.
Now, Boki, they talk like that, though.
This one is a Nigerian, no, it's not because is the same.
All I'm saying is that one man, he's not above the law. He's a criminal himself, so he shouldn't be judging IPOB. He's not better than them. He's killed more people than they've even tried. He's not above the law, is he? But he's acting it. Now he's trying to milk people with private jets. He will soon start targeting all the governors themselves. Somehow, when they leave the power, very soon now they will probe. They've started probing. Is it Tinubu?
Okay, that's where I was taking you to. So just to give you that headline again, Bia, it says investigation of All Progressives Congress leader Tinubu ongoing. Headline attributed to EFCC chairman. So as you said, they are continuing to probe Tinubu, and the EFCC chairman, as I said previously, would not come out in the public space to make this grand statement without passing it through Oga Patapata. So it looks as though he's trying to tie Tinubu up in knots.
It's a distraction from all his faults, from all his incompetencies, from all his killings. These are distractions. Look at Niger Delta, where he's milking, or where all his milks and honey are coming from. Look at how those people are marginalized. Come on, it's very unfair. It's really unfair. When I read it and I saw it, I felt like this is the highest crime anyone can commit to a group of people. It's unfair.
What crime?
Have you been to Niger Delta where the oils are coming from? One man.
No, that's just a tragedy, isn't it? Really?
Have you been? I've been there. When I went there, the buildings where the children are studying are uncompleted, and rain was falling on them. You know. And beside, somewhere around there was shells.
That place that should be like London.
When you talk about marginalization,
don't blame Buhari for that. Don't blame Buhari for that.
No.
Don't blame everyone involved in government.
What do you mean don't blame Buhari? What do you mean don't blame Buhari? Hold on.
You asked a question now. Let me give you the reason.
Yeah, go on.
So, we've been saying that here on this your platform and other platforms. You see the South leaders, they are very corrupt. I've never seen any. We can say maybe West, Southwest, Southeast are corrupt. You see, South leaders are very, very corrupt. The likes of Asari Dokubo and other people like that of his caliber, those people that call themselves Niger Delta Volunteer Force, whatever. Do you know that these guys, they get money from the NDDC, even from the federal government? And this money is passed also sip down to their so-called local chiefs and kings and whatever. And then and for this money is used to silence them. Then what they are supposed to do.
I got you, rational mind, but it is rational mind.
Let me finish. Because if I lose this thought, I might not be able to say it again. So what I'm trying to say is this: that I agree that Buhari is the leader of the country, but this rot in Niger Delta did not just start with Buhari. It started even when Jonathan was there. It started even before Obasanjo was there. So the thing is this: the problem lies with the people, with the so-called elites or so-called leaders in the Niger Delta region. So you can blame, it's just little you can blame Buhari for. If you know how much that goes into NDDC every year, even every month.
God bless you.
What are they doing with this money? So we can blame Buhari. Not totally.
I just want to say something. Sorry, please. I won't be long.
You're very correct. Buhari, they
I won't be long.
Hold on.
I won't be long. I want to say something quickly in regards to that, please.
Yeah, go on.
What I want to say is that Nigeria should be run like a business. You know, when the books are not balanced, it's not going to succeed. So until it's run like a business somehow, because now there is not even a humanity from the people that should care for the masses. People are suffering. So they should run it, like a political proper business, set up that everyone will account for the books, and they should put in laws. No one should be above the law.
No, this is what we are saying. Strong institutions, not strong people. But to that space that hold on, that rational mind, I want to interrogate that space with you. Who is the petroleum minister in Nigeria? Rational mind, the petroleum minister.
Well, you might have a point there that maybe because Buhari has not given that petroleum minister to anybody. But
no, he has given it to somebody.
No, I will come to that. We have a minister of state for petroleum, which is Silva.
Let me just help you. Buhari is the petroleum minister. He has.
I know what you're talking about. That's what I'm trying to answer.
Yeah, so that was my question. So who is the petroleum
minister?
What I said.
He has not given it
Buhari.
out.
He gave it out to himself. So he has been the petroleum minister since 2015. So
we know that.
Yeah. So okay, hold on. Who was the petroleum minister in 1976?
It was Buhari that was there.
There you go. So what are you saying then? The attribution should not go to him.
We are missing the point.
Who was in charge of Petroleum Trust Fund during Abacha?
It was Buhari.
This guy has always been in that petroleum space, and you are saying he should not be made accountable for what goes on there.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
1976 till date, he's the petroleum minister.
Is Buhari from Niger Delta?
No, rational mind.
Buhari from Niger Delta.
No, engineer and rational mind. Don't let's excuse Buhari out of.
I don't know what the
Even if the problem has been there, what has he done to resolve the problem?
So one man, all of a sudden,
you have been the petroleum minister since 1976. Hold on, the petroleum minister since 1976, and you are not saying he shouldn't get the blame.
So you have his data, one man. You have Buhari's data.
It's not only Buhari's fault, though.
So you know
Buhari doesn't take all the fault. Buhari can take all the fault.
We are not saying Buhari should take all the fault, but it was part. He has always been part of the problem.
He's been the petroleum minister since
We know he is
1976.
the petroleum minister. He can take a little bit fault. But
I
what
think
He
the
can take
other
all of the fault.
politicians,
Since 1976, he has been the petroleum
they
minister.
should
Buhari
gang up
have
on
the
him
God to
and
do
deal
what
with
he's
him.
doing
one man,
because he
one
knows
man,
that those that
please,
will speak up against him have skeletons in their cupboard.
let me refer you
Forget
That's
all
why he's
that
doing what he's
over here.
doing.
Forget
Who
all
doesn't have
that over here.
skeleton in their cupboard?
one
Who
man.
doesn't?
Let
Those
me
people that are
let me
supposed to
refer you.
actually speak
Hold
against
on,
him
let's
and it
hear
will
from
affect his
engineer. Hold on,
presidency.
Ovie. Let's hear from engineer. Yeah,
Let me
go on.
refer you to what Bia said earlier on.
Which is
Blame the leaders, blame the people in power. Buhari may have his own fault, which is 10%. But how about the 90% fault? Where is it coming from?
Buhari has 95% because he has been the petroleum minister since 1976.
See, another thing I
He
see
has
is
never been since
Yeah,
1976.
but
He
how
was
did he
in
get there? Who
1976.
allowed him?
Thank
Buhari.
you.
Well, this is
No,
this is
who
it.
allowed
Is
him?
it
Buhari
allowed
is
him?
proud
is
to
it not
lead.
guns? Is it not? Nobody allowed him. He took it by force.
We're not being objective
Where?
here. We are all
How
not being
come?
objective here.
How are we
Now,
not being
listen,
objective?
yeah,
How
because listen. Let's be objective. I mean,
yeah, be
let me
objective.
say-
Let's hear your objectivity.
Okay, so now the thing is this: Buhari was, I mean, before Buhari was a petroleum minister, somebody was there before him, isn't it? Isn't it?
Well,
Buhari was not the first
Rational
minister.
mind, I don't want you to go down route.
Hold on.
When you see a problem, is problem not meant to be solved? That's the point. Buhari met a problem. Is he trying to solve the problem? See, he was bad before he was there. That's not the excuse.
I agree with you.
What's
Totally.
he doing to solve it?
But what I'm saying is this. Listen. Now, let's take this. That's why I'm saying let's be objective about it. Before Buhari got there, he was not the first minister of petroleum we had in that country.
Right.
He was not. So it became after then, and then he did nothing about it. And then maybe he became a minister of petroleum trust fund during Sani Abacha. He did nothing about it. I mean, mind you, he wasn't even the petroleum minister. He was just over the trust fund.
Well, he was in that space. What's the trust fund for?
Let's set the other side. Now,
yeah.
Niger Delta man was there for almost 6 years.
Who? Jonathan?
Jonathan was there for 6 years. What did he do? He put,
but has been there since 1976.
Hold on. Now, let me take you back to,
Jonathan was not petroleum minister.
But he put a lady there who was from Niger Delta. At least that is her name. That she came from Niger Delta.
Yes, Buhari has been there since 1976. That's the thing.
No, you can't say since 1976. He was never there since 1976.
He has been there since 1976. He has been there since 1976. When did he take a break? He was Minister of Petroleum from 1976 to 1978. He was Petroleum Trust Fund under the entirety of the Abacha regime, and he has been the Petroleum Minister for the last 6 years. So what I mean, he went on holiday and he came back. He went on holiday for a couple of days.
I know you to be. I know you to speak with reason. I know you to speak with reason, but this time around,
what is unreasonable there? He has been there since 1976.
There was a break. There was a break between.
Oh right, he went on holiday for a week or two.
Hold on. So now there was a break. He came back. Even during Abacha time, he wasn't Minister of Petroleum. He was just Minister of Petroleum Trust Fund, PTTF or whatever they call it back then. So what I'm trying to make you understand is this: that let us now go back to Abacha time. There were some people, Ken Saro-Wiwa and other the 9 Ogonis, they were fighting. Do you know who sold them out? It was the same Niger Delta people, those so-called elites among them, because some of them control oil wells, some of them they get crumbs from the Hausa Fulani or wherever, and they betrayed them and they had them killed.
No, it takes the blame because he has been there since 1976. It's just
I know you keep using that narrative, but
those are the data. That's the data.
Now, today, this very day now, how many people do you hear among the so-called elites, those people that seem to be voiced in Niger Delta, that are making noise about the pollution there and the degradation of that land there, that they can't even go to farm, they can't even fish on the river? How many of them are hearing their voices?
Nobody.
Oh, how many more cries can they cry after what happened to Ken Saro-Wiwa?
If you don't cry, nobody will know what is wrong with you. So
Rational mind. Are you saying
Buhari will not do anything?
No, rational mind. Let me ask you a question.
What has he done?
Let me ask the question. Leadership, part of leadership is to identify the right people.
Okay.
But in Nigeria, we have leadership that we identify the wrong people.
Okay.
Now, once the leadership start identifying the wrong people and you start associating with them, then you have your own agenda. So now, the top hierarchy, there's a way
Buhari is responsible for the state
lower
of the Niger
hierarchy.
Delta. It's just
Now,
that simple.
there are some people in the Niger Delta that were ready to do the right thing, but the political leadership would be afraid of losing the community once they associate with the right people, and they will go with the wrong people. So that Buhari is totally blameless. I won't take that. For example, when Ajasi in 1983 was doing very well in before 1983 was doing well in Ondo State. When they wanted to take over Ondo State from Ajasi, they used somebody which they could easily bribe. Now, why couldn't say
Oh no, you're taking us to new territory. But I don't want us to stay there for too long because we have Ajanle Koko joining us now. So
I'm surprised that all of a sudden one man know Buhari statistics from birth. She una say una no know him before una sell am to us.
All of a
sudden they give us statistics wey we never know before.
It depends on the context.
I mean,
Mama, you have a private jet. I believe you have a private jet, or you know somebody that have a private jet.
It's poor people. It's poor people that have private jet. Or they are going underwater. Submarine is what I have.
Submarine. Or now your friends, they are coming for it.
We are suspecting you, one man.
I used to have an uncle that had a private jet, even when private jet was not known in Nigeria, and it was
military as well. And they hear this one never know about Buhari before from you. All of a sudden,
his data
you say no, una no know. Where is Ajale Koko?
One man.
They say una no know.
Ajale Koko is
here. I think our generation be Buhari.
Let me shuffle Ola to bring Ajale Koko in so that he can take his
there is no life that Buhari will not touch, including yours.
No, we are I'm an Oyo man.
Ajale Koko, do you know the statistics about Buhari too? All the statistics that one man is talking about Buhari since 1970 something.
Do something that will affect you, one man.
Hold on, because Plenty Water had the Koboko ready for Ajanle Koko and Rational Mind. So now Ajanle Koko, you're here now. Good to see you. So Rational Mind had left a series of super chats for yourself, and Plenty Water rather has left a series of super chats for yourself and Rational Mind. So I'll rattle through them so that you can address them. I think it's pointing them at you, especially Ajanle Koko, because of course we saw how he was flogging you yesterday, but then he enjoyed it so much he's come with his Koboko again. So the flogging continues. This is Plenty Water. It says, for Rational Mind and Ajanle Koko, Nigeria election was February the 23rd, 2019. Showore was suspended chairman effectively March the 27th, 2019. Facts, only after February na March. So I think he's referencing still that conversation about Showore's antecedents. So he carries on still with a second super chart. It says May 13, 2019, Showore was on BBC to say he was still chairman of AAC. Facts, only suspension on March the 27th, 2019 wouldn't have made sense if he wasn't chairman. So he continues to align the dates of Showore's pronouncements with his position within the AAC. He continues still with yet another super chat, Plenty Water to Ajanle Koko. So it says, Ajanle Koko, a bank statement shows proper account journal. Announcing how money was spent is deceitful. Party secretary got it right to see bank statements. So he is insistent that Showore has been fast and loose with the finances of AAC, and he has been hammering on especially about Showore producing the bank statement of that particular organization, which Showore has yet, I'm not aware, been able to do.
So what bank account is he asking? Is it that of the
AAC? He wants an audited account of the AAC donation accounts that they used to run the 2019 election. Is what I think.
No, these are two different funds. These are two different funds. He needs to get his facts right.
Okay.
AAC has their own bank account.
Right.
Showore has his own campaign fund, which he gets.
Yes, but he is asking for an audited account of the AAC because if you go to the trajectory,
the point of contention was that Leonard says that he wants to know how much Sowore got into his campaign fund.
Right.
That was what he said he wanted to know. And he has no right to it.
Yes, why shouldn't he get to know that?
No, he doesn't have any right to it. It's not. I don't know. Well, from what I understand from the campaign laws, campaign electoral laws, whatever, is that funds for the party is different from the funds for each individual that is running on their platform. They don't put it together.
Right.
So if he's talking about AAC accounts,
okay. Well, I think he has two more. He has two more super chats. So maybe this will expand on it. So okay, he goes on still. A bank statement will show where the money came from. If account card was swiped in Canada or USA, or transfers made to personal account or abroad. So Fox is speaking to, and then he rounds it off with this one. Ajanle Koko, go to Showore's page and scroll to Showore's page and scroll to post before August the 5th, 2019. Graffiti vandalism on private and public properties in Ikeja, yet no case in Lagos. So that one, I think we are all aware during his his protestations and whatnot. So Ajanle Koko, he left even before I got here, he had already put it up. So he's quite keen to get you.
Let me start from there. Let me start from where he ended his all this
carry on. Yeah.
All this shenanigans. For the fact that Lagos State government didn't pick up any case against Sowore, that means he has no case to answer. So that guy should. I told you.
Yeah, but what about the vandalism though? We all saw it. You saw it as well.
No,
graffiti on public property and private property. That's a vandalism.
Was he the one that put graffiti on public property?
Well, he led the group that did it. So he cannot. You can't absolve him of that.
You can't hold him responsible for that because you know what happened when there's demonstration of protest.
So if the sergeant says shoot and the soldier shoots, you would not hold the sergeant responsible.
No, you are using the wrong analogy there.
All right.
We are talking about protest. You know what happened all over the world when the government doesn't do the right thing and the people take to the street. Angry people,
defense public property.
Hungry people. They can do anything. That is why you need to have a government that listens to the people in charge of governance. But when you have a wrong person that don't want to listen, that don't want to negotiate, that don't want to do anything right for the people we go to places to do a lot of things, particularly when it comes to process. In America, it happened like that. People took to the street.
And the campaign money that is pocketing or is allegedly pocketing.
That guy, like I told you, is fronting for alliance people for APC.
Look at that.
And is fronting for Ashiwaju peoples for corruption as well. So it's a Tinubu dog. So it's good.
Don't call him a dog. I told you not to call him a dog.
Yeah, it's a Tinubu dog. He's just coming here to
call him agent instead. Don't call him dog.
Yeah. Okay. So he need to check his facts right. All these is doing on this show.
You have to understand that this is a carry-on from yesterday's conversation. So, and he took time to wait for the thing to come up, and he posted it immediately. So this is something that he has looked into for 24 hours. So I don't think, but I don't know. Maybe you see, for me, what I see, your super chat. So that's the
what I see is that I think this person might have a point with Sowore being the chairman. Because that is where I think it seems obscure to me. It seems.
Okay, I think we might well be able to hear from this chap directly himself. So,
No,
Plenty Water, we see you.
Let me tell you this. Showore was the chairman of the party before he was elected by their convention as the presidential candidate for the party. And the moment he assumed that position as the presidential candidate, he dropped the position of the chairman. Another person was the chairman of the party. And when he lost the election, he didn't come back to take the position of chairman. So what is this guy? What is Price Water talking about? He doesn't know how party. He doesn't know how political party is structured.
Okay, Ajale Koko. Hold on. Ajale Koko, we have Plenty Water joining us on the screen now. So we're going to give him the floor to state exactly his position because, of course, maybe I'm not getting it across the way he. So you are good to see you, Plenty Water. Yeah. So now, state exactly what you're looking to state with regards to Showore without interruption. And then once you've made your statement, then it can be countered. So the floor is yours.
All right, thank you so much. Ajale Koko, I would like to start by greeting you. I respect you as an elder, but I would like to plead that you just mind your language and make the respect reciprocal, because you don't know me, I don't know you, we're just chatting. And I noticed you always switch the goalposts anytime they speak about Showore. What Showore did before August 5, before the protest at all, Bode George can't do that in Lagos. Sheun Kuti can't do that in Lagos. And they wouldn't have been arrested. That's a fact. Now, every time we take you back to 2015, when Showore was announcing the result, it's still on YouTube. Everything I say is on YouTube, is on internet. You can follow the timeline. Showore was announcing the result of the presidential election in 2015, and he paused to insult PDP of bribery. Now, for a Lagosian who grow up and see that there is a guy called Babalado in Mushin that works for Bola Tinubu and every party has been. There is J-Plon on the Ikorodu Road. There is Osho, in Oshodi you have MC Olu. On Lagos Island you have Kunle Poli. Now I'm giving you landmarks of what's happening in Lagos, and we see every day how election takes place in Lagos. And somebody from Ondo comes and says, this is what's going on in Lagos, and does not say what an average person in Lagos sees during election time. That's crazy. But you always want to shift the goalpost anytime we're talking about Showore. When I mentioned Showore was chairman,
what is your gripe?
You said Showore was not a chairman in the first video. You said he was only a presidential candidate. Now, are you saying before the election they went back to INEC to remove who was stated as the chairman of the party? No, that didn't happen. In less than a month after he lost election was when Showore was suspended. And Leonard, who wrote the constitution of AAC, who was the reason why INEC registered AAC as a party with just one clause that he put there to allow INEC to let them register even though they were late. Do you know what the clause was? What he did? What was smart that he did that allowed INEC to register them? You don't know that. You keep talking about Showore like you really know what's going on. And everything I've stated about Showore is available on the internet. And rational mind is always saying, check your facts right, check your facts right. You don't even need to go to anybody's page. Go to Showore's page himself on YouTube. You will see everything there. They were talking about AAC bank accounts. Nobody cares about Showore's personal account. Nobody wants to go into that. They wanted to do a regrouping after they lost the election and see how the party is going to move forward. And Showore hindered them from doing that because they couldn't get access to their account. And the bank is not even stating the treasurer's name. The bank was stating Showore's name as the only authority on the back statement of the party's back statement. That was why he was suspended. Now, if you want me to give you the story of how Showore became the chairman of the party, I'll give it to you right now briefly. I won't go fully into it.
Go on. The floor is yours. Carry on.
Listen,
hold on.
Leonard, the Showore was caught off guard in the convention because Leonard came with a lot of people. You get me? So instead of counting the votes They just started and they started shouting and they say, Showore is our chairman. They scattered the whole convention. Now, you see, when I'm telling you a story, there's more than one person there. I don't know who you know in AAC. You can go and ask them what happened at the convention. They just scattered the vote and they started shouting and they rose Showore up as the chairman. They did not complete the counting. They did not do nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So when we talk, try to be respectful. Like yesterday when Rational Mind said, go and check your facts right. Somebody was put in as the chairman before the election. I kept quiet. I stood to be corrected. You get me? But now I'm coming back with you. Why don't you try your best and go and check with INEC if there's been three different people that have been chairman of AAC? No, you can't find that. Now you call me Tinubu's dog. Everything points out to Showore, but yet you don't want to agree. You change the goalpost. You change the goalpost. If I ask you now, from Action Congress to Action Congress of Nigeria to Africa Action Congress, was that by mistake? Now, there's an interview on YouTube that everybody needs to watch where Showore was called inconsequential. He was trying to get back at the minister, whereas he was shooting himself.
Yes, that was in Ibadan. That was in Ibadan.
Shooting himself in the foot. He said everything he was not supposed to say because he was hungry. He thought he was trying to insult the minister. So I think Ajani Koko need to go watch that interview before defending Showore.
Okay, before you come in,
there's one more thing. Does anybody know that Showore was the one that called DSS to investigate Dino Melaye, that he did not go to school?
Okay. Before you come in, Ajani Koko, I have a couple of questions for Plenty Water. So, Plenty Water, are you a member of the AAC party?
No, right here, I'm in New York. I live in New York. You understand what I'm saying? I have my people here in New York. Now, if I want to give you the story of Showore and AAC in New York and how they jump on people's group and be posers in people's events and take pictures and post it on their pages, events that they did not organize, how they jump on it and just take pictures and put it on their websites, on
Give
their
an example.
group. I can go on different groups that I'm even in, that stuff we create. Even the NSAS movement, they only came from New Jersey with banners and their bosses, and they took pictures and they left. The next thing when we got online, it was as if it was AAC that made the event at the Nigerian house in Manhattan.
Okay.
Plenty of water. I don't know how old you are, but I believe you belong to my generation. You've done your research.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You belong to my generation. Kudos.
He doesn't belong to your generation. You don't know where he belongs. Don't let Ovie claim you. He's a Buhari boy. But Plenty Water, you say I've asked my question now. Plenty Water.
If I'm affiliated with AAC member, do
you have a personal relationship with Showore?
Well, I don't have a personal relationship with him, but I'm very close to the politics of what was going on. Because at first, I thought it was innocent. I thought it was a good young man until I started doing my checking and balances. You get me? On what is actually going on. The things he says, I don't know how Ajani Koko expect us to believe someone who doesn't have a knowledge of what foreign exchange reserve is meant to lead a nation. You know, so many
was it your candidate once upon a time? Have you met him before?
You know, they all know how to use the weakness of the Nigerian people against them until you sit down and now, you know, check and balance everything they say and everything they do. Now, a good example I'm going to give you again about Showore, because I'm a kind of person, I'm going to just watch a video now, but it stays in my memory. And when I see another thing, I can connect the dots. Showore, in one of his interviews, just for you to know how much I went along, you know, liking Showore before I realized the truth. He said, he always said his story about Unilag, how he's not a cultist, how he's not in any secret society. In fact, when he was launching Orange Beret, he said, we don't belong into any secret society. This is just an orange beret. It's on YouTube if you want to watch it. But the next thing, they started chanting Ododo Rima, Ododo, and everything they sang was jolly. In that launching of Orange Beret, you know, so he amazes.
Yeah, what does Ododo Rima mean to the uninitiated?
If it's schooled in Nigeria or you're in Nigeria, you should know who those chants are affiliated with. You understand what I'm
no,
saying?
But you
I'm
know,
a
you
good
yourself know,
boy. I'm not a gang member. I'm not a gang member. Huh?
Ozzy is answering you already. Ozzy, Ododorima.
So they know.
Ozzy is answering you.
So
Get there.
those who know,
It's
I
a
mean.
code name. Don't just leave her like that. Now crypto, now crypto.
Okay,
Maybe
those
I
who
agree with you.
know.
I agree with
Okay.
you.
Now,
You
now
get it.
crypto.
one man.
Please,
Okay,
one man. We need
Fiona,
another
can,
crypto. Is this
can,
another crypto now? What's
No, it's
going
not.
on?
It's not a
can
crypto, ma'am. It's not a crypto.
Because
You
this
know,
guy has been wanting to address
Shore
this
has
point for
been
a while.
inconsistent, and
Is it done so that we can
I
talk?
think the
can I,
I don't know
major
if
problem.
Shawareya offended this guy.
No,
What's
no,
up
no.
with you and Shawore?
I think
When you
he's
can I,
just
protect
interrogating.
someone,
He
does
wants
not mean
to
he has
expose.
offended you.
Would
He's
you
facing
Protect
Ajanle
someone.
Koko.
just hold on?
can
Just
I,
one last question.
No.
Just one. Hold on. Just one last
Okay.
question, and then I'll go to Ajanle Koko.
All right.
Plenty water. I've always described Showore here as a poser. What
Right.
would you say to that?
Well, you're 100% correct.
Okay.
You're 100%.
So
Because I just want to say something towards that. If you go back to YouTube timeline, immediately after 2015 election, Showore went on different platforms on YouTube to praise Buhari until Buhari released the ministerial posts, appointments. That was when he turned a new leaf and he turned against the government. So maybe he was expecting to be a minister, or maybe he was expecting something. I don't know. But Ajanle Koko, please kindly look for the video. It's on YouTube where Showore
But you
and
said
the
you looked at it,
minister
you know.
encountered themselves. You understand what I'm
no,
saying?
we all saw that.
Plenty
So
Plenty
hold
water,
on.
please. Have you got any information about Igboho, please?
Sunday Igbo, you see,
No. The next one is Nnamdi Kanu because he's a poser too. I've always called him a
No, let's
fraud.
talk about Igboho. What's up? Do you
No,
know about Igboho?
no. It's Sunday. It's
Let's
Nnamdi Kanu that
let's
we
speak to
want
what
to
this guy is
expose.
talking about
Look at
first.
you.
We want to expose
National
One
man
man.
is saying
But hold
something.
on,
Leave your
everybody, please.
tribalism here now.
Hold on, everybody, please. Let's have it structured. So,
Okay.
Ajanle Koko, you've heard Plenty Water's position. So, in the same language that is used the civil language that he has used to present himself. So, let's hear your retort, Ajanle Koko.
one question I want to ask him. I mean, let me first of all apologize to him that I call him a Tinubu dog. So if that is very, I want to apologize for that. That does not go well with you, so I apologize. So, but the first question I want to ask you is, are you a member of APC?
No, I'm not. I'm very much not.
Okay. Which
I'm
party?
very much not.
Okay.
Are you politically active in any way?
Yeah. I follow MOP, the Movement of the People. Sheikh Gumi.
Oh, Sheikh Gumi.
Yes.
Yeah, with Sheikh Gumi.
Yes,
all right.
I am.
Okay.
No, I don't know him personally. Don't get me wrong, but I'm with the movement.
Okay.
From frying pan to fire.
Because Movement of the People just came into being. So
Yes.
No, it's just Amugbo something now.
Yeah, hold on. Before that, which political party are you affiliated with?
No party.
No party.
No party.
And you don't have soft spot for any party in Nigeria?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's because I'm a Lagosian and I've been in the forefront. Like now, I gave you landmarks about Lagos and those that control Lagos in the NURTW. But if you don't live in Lagos or you're not a Lagosian, you probably might not understand what I'm trying to say. I'm talking about men that come out with cutlasses and fight each other throughout the whole year, but when it's election time, they're in the same party. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but maybe you should just put it on YouTube and say Lagos Island and put fights, or say Lagos and put fights, and see what goes on in Lagos itself. You know, then you understand the politics.
For your information,
that I'm saying.
For your information.
Okay, go on.
I was born in Lagos. And I grew up in Lagos. So
So how come you're not angry about Showore not saying anything about APC in 2015, knowing what exists in Lagos from the AD days to the AC to the ACN? How come you're not angry? You can't tell me you don't see fights at polling units. You can't tell me you don't know that there are different NURT boys that control different polling units. You can't tell me you don't know NURTW boys are secured by SSS. You can't tell me you don't know that.
So
why are you saying you're not angry about Showore, not saying anything about APC in 2015?
What
As
do
a
you expect
Lagosian,
him? What do you expect him to say about
the
APC wrangling among themselves?
PDP. See, it is in anywhere in the world, you will never find a place where the last man standing in Lagos that was PDP was Kunle Poli, Lagos Island, the Dumota. The only thug that was not under APC now is APC. So 100% of all the thugs in Lagos are under APC. That's a fact. It's not something you argue about. You understand what I'm saying? It's not something that is there for you to argue about.
My question is,
if you are a Lagosian, you know this. So 100% on all axes.
Can I address this guy?
What? No, let me ask you. You address him now. What do you want Showore? What do you want Showore to do about this wrangling between the political talks in Lagos? What do you want him to do?
It's not about what Showore wants to do. It's about the position he's taken in Lagos. This is what I say about you. You always change the goalposts. Nobody is saying anything about Showore other than what is on ground. What is the fact? What can be traced that has existed as history? But you don't want to hear that. Nobody is saying, I'm not alluding to what I want Showore to be or what he's going to be. I'm talking about what has happened. What is available for you with video and audio. And I'm fact-checking what you're saying. Why you're trying to present Showore. Showore is 50.
Okay. Let's hear from Rational Mind.
About Showore. You shouldn't be angry about that.
Hold on.
Okay.
We want to
hold on, Ovie, so that we
want to get the facts right. What do you expect Showore to do among the? I mean, for what role do you? What do you want me to do? What do you want him to do about the wrangling among the political thugs in Lagos? What do you expect him to do?
Okay, now you're changing the
goalposts. Hold on.
Changing the goalposts.
Plenty water. Hold on to that question. Hold on to that question, Plenty Water. Let's hear from Rational Mind. Let him put a position to you, and then you answer the both of them together. So, Rational Mind.
Our young man here, I don't know how young he is. I don't know. The way he
don't
speaks.
patronize him. You don't know.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
So from the way he speaks, I can understand he has so many issues here and there.
The youthful zeal. You can feel the youthful zeal.
I'm trying to understand what exactly is his point, and that is what Ajale Koko was asking him. Now, what do you want this guy to do in Lagos? He's not from Lagos, mind you. He's not from Lagos. And the other thing you should consider is what Showore is hiring the federal. A lot of people have told him, why don't you go and start with councillorship in your place where he's from there, Apoy there. I mean, Ijo Apoy area there where he's from in Ondo State. Why don't you go and start from there? And he said no. Okay, why don't you start as a lawmaker in Ondo State or run for a governorship? He said no, he wants to federal.
Right.
So now he's asking you now, Ajale Koko is asking you now.
Right.
Having said all this you've said, you keep saying changing the post. I don't see what changing the post is because you are the one who brought this. You brought this question up that he's not saying anything about Lagos. Okay. Now he's asking you, what do you want Showore to say about Lagos?
All right, good.
No,
good
not
question.
about Lagos. But that's what
let him speak.
Please.
Let him speak. But I want to add an additional thing so he can run through all of them. So at the tail end of that, also to the question that do you think Showore is a spent force now, and they should just get out of the space so we can see what is ahead? So to all those spaces, Plenty Water.
Okay. So first, I would like to say I don't expect anything from Showore. And Showore's conversation only came up because Ajale Koko was trying to massage him for us. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I brought him up about Lagos was because they called me Bola Tinubu's dog. And I tried to explain to them and see, what about this angle? Check out this angle. Sheun Kuti or Bode George wouldn't have brought up a protest in Lagos. Now, let me give you something about Lagos. WAEC tutors. I'm glad you are a Lagosian and you can testify to this. WAEC tutors, SAT tutors, organizers get arrested for writing on walls in Lagos State. Police would call their phone number like they need the service and then arrest them. Now, Showore has a video up as evidence that can be produced, readily available on his page, both Instagram or YouTube, that you can see what's going on. And you don't have any problem with that as a Lagosian. It's from Undo. And you don't have a problem with that. And you are referring to me as a Tinubu boy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say
hold on.
So don't confuse you trying to massage Showore for us and me fact-checking you as me expecting anything from Showore.
You're not answering the question. You're not answering the question.
You're not answering the question.
I did not come to this platform to bring up Showore. I was fact-checking what Adele was saying.
You are not fact-checking anything.
This is a man who wants to contest for president. Why you go the answer and say waiting he go do? He wants to contest for a president. Right. This is a man who has been exposing his opponent for years. All of a sudden, he don't know what to do for Lagos again. Come on. Stop making excuses for this people there. Without being for excuses. What kind of recommendation is that? What kind of relation is that?
Let's not turn it into. Hold on. Let's not turn it into Ross House because nobody will hear anything.
A landmark of Lagos. That can like these are people that are still controlling the areas I have told you about, the like prominent areas in Lagos when it comes to elections, and you're still arguing.
Let me put some questions to you. Let me put some questions.
It's that same J-Plon that is holding Ikorodu Road is still the one there since AD times. Babalado of Mushin is still the one there as I'm still talking.
What does Showore got to do with all of that you are saying?
Expose them. That is his job. He's a journalist.
This is a known story. This is a known fact.
He is a journalist.
Any Lagosian, anybody from the kids, from anybody from 14 to any age, they know this story. So Ajale Koko, if you are saying you are a Lagosian and you can't stand on.
Sorry, Bridgewater, can you repeat the story? Because there were so many voices talking that I didn't hear. So what story are you saying people know? Because there's too many people talking I didn't hear what you said.
Like PDP don't have a chance anywhere in Lagos, in every area, because a party, or don't let me say a party, somebody has the old transportation system.
Yeah, we know. You can name names. We know Bola Tinubu controls streets via MC Oluomo. Yes.
So, yes. MC Oluomo wholly holds Oshodi.
Yes.
Since when?
Is he not the national leader now?
Now he just became the national. He just became the national leader, whatever he became. And moreover, I don't know if Adale Koko noticed that MC Oluomo is only for Oshodi. And when you go to Mushin, is another person. And when you go to Ikorodu, is another person. If you go to Lagos,
I know this one.
Okay.
You get me? So when a media person.
Let me address this guy.
No. Because I'm not sure you guys are asking him the right questions.
Let me just address this.
It's not about jumping around. It's about you not wanting to accept the facts.
One minute, please. Let me address this guy.
Okay, ask your question, rational mind, and then I'll ask a question as well.
I already asked him a question.
Go on.
I already asked him repeated the question of Ajale Koko.
I have a question for you too.
No problem. No, just calm down. Okay, we are in a conversation.
It's calm and factual. This is it.
Well, you're saying fact. I mean, factual. I mean, I've not seen any facts.
He's reading out facts and nobody is countering it. He's reading out facts. We are all hearing it now.
That is why I'm here. I mean, I want to speak.
Right.
I want to speak to what he said.
Okay,
now, he has said a lot of things which I don't even understand. Even the question we ask him, he asked us questions and we try to answer his questions, which I want to do right now. But he's not answering the one we asked him. He can just keep jumping here and there. But anyway, let's.
Which is what you are asking him what he
answered
directly. So what is the politician?
And you're trying to massage it for me.
Ajale Koko asked him, "What do you want Showore to do?" And then he just keeps going.
So Showore is the politician. It's not his determination.
I didn't answer this question, one man. Let this man answer this question.
Okay.
Let me answer your question again. Maybe you didn't hear before. I said I don't expect anything from Showore. And the only reason why Showore is a topic was because Ajale Koko was trying to massage him for us. And I fact-checked everything he said. So don't confuse my fact-checking with me expecting anything from Showore.
But in your statement,
so
in your statement, you made a remark
to Lagos State because Ajale Koko called me a Tinubu boy. So if you can't name one thing I've said that is not factual. Because I know you can't go to INEC and find 3 different people as AAC chairman.
Okay. Let's stop. Let us address
for a fact.
Let's address that.
I know that for a fact.
You see, plenty water. You see, for me, I've said here on this platform and some other platform that, even though I'm a pro show, right?
Right.
However, there are some things I still find not too okay. It doesn't sit well with me with show, right? Okay. One of which is he has this persona of he looks down, kind of like he has this lots of English.
Yeah, it's arrogant, is what you're saying.
Well, kind of arrogant, but arrogant. Arrogant, but this.
No, that is what is.
We're saying Nigeria, but that's snobbish. He has a snobbish look. You know, it has a snobbish look. When you know the way he talks, you know, this contempt.
And arrogance based on ignorance, by the way.
Well, that's your own statement. I won't want to.
This is we are hearing plenty of water.
Let me just explain. You see, it's true that Shore was the chairman at some point, but what went wrong from when he became presidential candidate and to when after the election, that I'm not too clear about. But you're saying that there are videos. I'm yet to see these videos. I will appreciate if you can give us some of the link. Provide some of the link.
You're saying it's on Shore's page.
Just follow the timeline. You know, you can't be. You see, if you're arguing with this. If you're arguing with that, you just like him emotionally. You don't really actually do your research about him. Because even Ajale Koko, from the first instance,
I'm not an emotional person. I'm a rational person.
On this platform, Ajale Koko said Shore was never a chairman. On previous videos, you can go back there.
I didn't say that.
Oh yes, you did when I come on, man.
What I said was that he was the chairman before he became the candidate of the party.
So they went back to
presidential election, and after the election, he didn't go back to become the chairman. That is what I'm saying.
Let's be factual now. Let's be factual. February 23, election ended, right? That was the election day. March 27, that's in less than a month. You get me? When he was suspended on the 27th, 27th of March, who was acting chairman?
Who was?
Leonard.
Hold on. Okay, fine.
Acting chairman. So who is the third person you said he handed over to before on the course of the election? It doesn't exist.
Oh my God! You are spreading lie, man.
Then counter it with a fact. Don't tell me I'm saying
lying. Don't lie. Hold on.
Give me a name.
What you are saying now? What you are saying shows that you are very
so give him a name, as he said. Give him a name. Forget that.
You are very ignorant of how political.
Hold on, Ajale Koko. Play the ball, not the man. Give him a name. That is what he's asking for. He has posited the position.
I will stand to be corrected, and I will apologize to you, sir, if you give me a name now.
You know what I will say is this.
You all are just trying to be dismissive and arrogant.
It is, as I said, Shore is just a poser. That's
okay. Hold on, one man. Let me address this issue.
Okay.
Do you know that INEC supervises primary election of every party in Nigeria? Including that of AAC, because INEC will send an observer to the primary before the emergence of candidates.
Are you going by the book or reality, sir? Because you were not there at the convention of AAC, and I just gave you a backstory of what happened there. And this is factual. So when I give you a narration of what happened, an event, that means
so how is it factual? How is it factual? How is it factual? Is it on your say so that is factual?
That is why I'm saying that. Okay, let's assume I've told a big lie. Now, Ajale Koko obviously was not there. You understand what I'm saying?
Were you there?
Very, very stupid to actually say something that a lot of people can witness to, even anybody they want to call, even people who have moved here to New York that were formerly AAC members.
We just keep bouncing on this.
Were you there?
Okay.
Were you at the convention?
To give me a name. Give me a name.
Oh, okay.
I don't
no,
care about the
no,
name.
he
Why
doesn't
there
have
at
a
the
name.
Okay,
convention?
speak on
Hold on,
Showore
hold on.
lying against Dino Melaye.
Hold
Okay,
on.
speak on Showore lying against
Hold
Dino
on.
Guys,
Melaye.
the confusionist, man.
Okay, speak on
No.
Showore.
No. Well,
calling
he seems to
DSS.
be speaking to facts. Yeah, okay, give us that
Hold
one. Yeah.
Ajale Koko, what did you say? What did you say, Rational Mind?
No, give us the Showore DSS that
facts according to you. That's your own fact.
You see what I'm saying? You just talk with emotion. This is
No,
from
no.
Showore
Listen
himself.
no.
You're
This
being
guy,
emotional.
man.
You talk with emotion.
Let's have
doing the
some
same
order.
thing.
Himself. Listen,
Plenty water.
Rational Mind. Listen,
Plenty
Rational
water.
Mind. Just
You're
give me
doing
a
the
few
same
seconds.
thing that you're accusing other
Rational
people of
Mind.
doing.
Just give me a few seconds. Just give me a few seconds.
Okay, go on, please.
You see what I just said? I purposely said it and I purposely didn't finish it because I knew somebody. I was expecting Ajale Koko to say what you just said. You get me?
Okay.
Actually, what I just said about DSS and Showore calling DSS to lie against Dino Melaye. Actually, it was Showore that said it himself when he was campaigning and begging for money for campaign on his live show. You know what I'm saying? He said it with his own mouth. He was trying to diminish DSS. That he called them several times. They were talking to him, and later they did not respond to his calls again. That he was the one that called. Now, let me give you a backstory on that.
No.
Dino Melaye sued Showore.
Hold on,
I don't know if you are aware about that. That Dino Melaye sued Showore. For that, do you know the next story Showore said about Dino Melaye after he said he did not go to school? He said Dino Melaye was a thug, was a hooligan in school. That he stole the TV that was donated to the students' union. That is for somebody that did not go to school. You see, you don't, when you treat politics, you don't treat it with emotions. You go for the facts.
Hold on, Rational Mind, because I don't think you guys are not really asking him anything. So whilst we're having
here,
let's just
let me get to my point.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I knew you were going to say that.
Okay, hold on, Plenty Water. Why we're
not able to get to anything is because this our person here, Plenty Water, just keep bouncing off and off the on and off.
No, get to the point.
That's what I'm just saying. Not the man. Because we don't seem to be able to penetrate him by our question and everything.
No, he's there to be penetrated. He came on screen, so go on.
That's what I'm saying. He keeps bouncing on and off the wall. Now let's just
forget all that. What do you want to ask him? Yeah.
No, I'm not asking you any question. I just want to address some of the things he said, which is what I just want to say. Then I will lay my. Let's put it there. Now he's been saying a lot about Showore not investigating APC in Lagos State, not saying anything. Listen, Showore is just a man like you and I. He's an investigative journalist. Whatever he sees as top priority for him, he investigates. And besides, you cannot even say he has not talked about what APC is doing in Lagos. The same video you're talking about, you are alluding to, or where you are making reference to, that he has been talking about different people. You also hear him talk about. He can't be saying everything in Nigeria. That's one thing you should understand. He has been talking about Tinubu, how Tinubu has been corrupt. Even though maybe he has not really given you the facts like you wanted to have those facts. We're talking about those people in Lagos State.
I call this massaging, trust me.
You said what?
I call this massaging.
Massaging what?
This is you just helping Showore to massage his ego.
Listen, I'm not even though I like Showore
for crying out loud.
And his ideology of I like Showore and his ideology of wanting to transform Nigeria into what he said he wants to.
Then you can't be dismissful of facts about him. Either way, nobody's saying you shouldn't like him.
These are facts about.
Tell me one thing that I said that is not factual about him.
Will you allow me speak? Will you allow me speak, please?
While you speak, say one thing or two that I've said about Showore on this platform that is not true. That is not true. Just one or two.
No, you see, sometimes people come with facts in a way that seems like it's convincing.
Oh boy.
Okay, people can present facts in any way they want to present facts. But the thing is this: what is this stands right? Is that what is the truth about this? Now you're talking about certain videos. You're talking about that is on some timeline, whatever, and you can pick out stuff from it and then hammer it that this is the truth or this is what you want to make your point with.
If he's quoting the man's words, you can't get more categorical than that.
Listen. Is it not the same person we're accusing here when he was talking about that Ibadan radio station when he was saying that somebody rode on his back? And people use that statement to mean that
that's not the only thing he said.
Hold on now. Now, if you were to isolate that statement, it will mean maybe yes, he supported Buhari, but when he clarified that what he meant, then everything became clearer. So what I'm trying to say is this: you can just lift up anything and just hammer it as a fact for yourself, but you need to consider the overall picture of what is going on here.
Overall picture, like how many councillors does AAC have under their party?
Don't get me wrong, and I'm not saying Showore is a saint. Showore is not a saint. And besides this, you're trying to link AAC with Action Congress, Action this and that. To me, it's just ridiculous.
Okay.
That makes no sense.
All right.
We have people who have YPP that sound like PDP. No, we have people that goes by the name Abga.
Is this? Are you still there?
I'm
writing down my
okay.
When I say,
being emotional.
Listen, you said
one at a time.
Hold on, please. Adale Koko and Rational Mind. You said one thing, that INEC officials are always present at conventions and primaries and all that. Trust me. There's no rule in INEC that says you can't be chairman and be candidate as well. It's not only Showore. Wait now, I'm the one telling you. I purposely delayed this. I purposely, because
so that you can Google it. You Googled it now. Come on. You are not some encyclopedia. I say you Googled it.
There's no rule in that. It wasn't only Showore that was chairman and at the same time candidate. What the question was, if you go back to it, was
mention one.
Is it democratically right?
No, mention one. You said it's not only Showore. Mention the one that you know, other than that of Showore. You are saying, which is a blatant lie.
Okay.
Mention one.
Okay, I always come back. I always come back.
Okay.
I always come back.
We could go at this forever, but plenty water. Whilst we have you here, first, let me acknowledge Alexander's super chat, who is exceedingly impressed by you. So this is what Alexander is saying to you, plenty water. He says this young man is a true Lagosian. So a big compliment from Alexander, because he, of course, is a proud Lagosian. So for him to say that to you, then that says a big compliment. So thank you, Alexander.
That. And I'm not a Lagosian, I'm not a Lagosian, Abi.
Okay. Well, we don't know.
A Lagosian will not say Lagosian. You get me? Rational mind. No, a Lagosian will not say I'm a Lagosian. Because it's not Lagos, it's Lagos.
What I saying?
It's Lagos. It's not Lagos. It's Lagos.
No, you know, Rational mind is half American already.
I'm just telling you as a real Lagosian.
Let me tell you something.
You know the origin.
Hold on, Rational mind. Let me tell you something. Plenty water on this platform. We had Rational mind calling water. So we have lost him to America, I'm afraid.
I'm just joking.
I've never heard someone calling water.
I'm just joking.
We have lost him to America.
It's a Portuguese name. It's from Portuguese.
I know. And it's pronounced like
it's not. It's neither here or there. You can't say Lagos.
No, you can't. I'm actually telling you for a fact. It's Lagos. It's not Lagos.
But you're saying it more like
no. I think that's just a light-hearted.
Never say Lagos.
Okay. Plenty water. Hold on, please, Ajan Lekoko. Plenty water. Whilst we have you there, and you seem to have researched Showore to some degree, Ovie always comes here with a narrative that Showore is a double agent, essentially, with American fundings to the millions of dollars. I think it just says a random figure, but certainly very well insulated financially by American organizations like McCarthy Foundation, etc. So the backdrop, we know that he got funding to start that Sahara Reporters, and I think just from memory, it was from McCarthy Foundation. But to that space is backing by American organizations and fifth columnist pulling his strings from the back as he continues to constitute a nuisance within the Nigerian space. So the money bit of it, because we've been looking into his money. So what do you say to that space, Plenty Water?
Showore, from what he did with little that he has, you can tell the rest about him. AAC party, we can actually say there are 33,000 members. And what he did with the finances there, and why finances of all things could cause problem within a small party like that, is beyond me. So if Ovie is going with that narrative, I think
American funding. Sorry, American funding is what I'm. So, do you know anything about that? If you don't know, say you don't know. But
well, I don't know about that. But if we can piggyback from what his wife said. He said Showore has a lot of appointments waiting for him in New Jersey. She said that. I didn't say that. It's on YouTube. If you want to fact check that. So
what do you think his agenda is? Why have you?
He said that. His wife said that. It's on YouTube. Don't fight me for that.
No. That's fine. That's fine. What do you think his agenda is, and why have you set yourself after him with this much dedication? So why are you? What do you think his agenda is, and why are you so set on exposing him in the way that you think you are?
I'm not actually exposing him. You get me? I didn't come on this platform to just speak on Showore. I only started speaking on Showore when Ajale Koko was trying to create a narrative about him. So I was hoping maybe Ajale Koko would counter what I've said about him and show me the light, but he did none of that. So
and what do you think
I was only fact checking. I did not even wake up to just say, I want to say this, I want to expose Showore. Now I was just fact checking what they were saying about Showore.
And what do you think Showore's agenda is? Hold on, please. What do you think Showore's agenda is?
By the way, Showore never had agenda to become the president until what's his name? Abubakar Buhari. I don't know if you remember the young man that contested as president.
Yes, I remember.
Used the Sahara Reporter Studio to publicize himself. That was when Showore too said he wanted to become president.
But what do you think his agenda is?
Don't reply now. Don't reply now. You can just fact check that.
I asked you a question. What do you think his agenda is? Plenty water.
He just loves disruption. He doesn't even know what he wants to do himself.
Okay, so attention seeker, as I said.
Yeah.
So thank you, Plenty Water.
All right,
so
thank you.
Can I address this guy a minute before?
No, Ajale Koko. So when I say Showore is a poser, so do you now agree that Showore indeed is just a poser and just a noisemaker? Just a nuisance.
You know that I will never agree that with you. It's just you are just making that characterization. I don't know why you are making that characterization of that guy.
No, this is the fact. We are being presented with facts.
One man, please give me an opportunity to ask Ajale Koko a question, because I really want to get to the bottom of this.
Okay,
Ajale Koko, are you aware that Femi Falana was among the 10 councils that went to defend Bola Tinubu in court over corruption in 2011?
And then what does that mean?
Are you aware?
What does it mean?
Are you aware?
Okay, what does it mean? What are you trying to come out with?
I'm not coming. That's just the question. Are you aware? Or you want to say that that's not true?
Okay.
We are aware.
What are you trying to?
You are aware that Femi Falana.
What are you trying to pick? And then what are you trying to pick out from
I just want to see if you're trying to defend Showore based on what you know about him, or just because he's a Yoruba person.
Why are you jumping around?
That's why
this
I'm
guy.
asking you that question.
Why are you jumping around, for God's sake?
Accept that now. That Femi
We are talking
Falana.
about Showore now. You jump to Falana.
Femi Falana is Showore's lawyer, though. Femi Falana is Showore's lawyer. Femi Falana is Showore's lawyer.
Do you know that Danny?
Where they roll for one, where they play for one corner, they roll like corner. Why they do like that?
Let's fact check this thing. When it comes to other politicians, you connect the dots.
What are you fact checking?
But when it comes to your people,
why are you jumping around like one yaya bro? Where they play for one yaya corner? Where they roll for one yaya corner? Why are you jumping around, boy? Let us address what you are.
It's okay if you call me a boy.
Speaking about, and then we want to address that from another issue. Why?
No, I mean, what's the point with
how did you jump? How did you come across me being Tinubu's boy?
No, because
I'm telling you now that Showore, Femi Falana is Showore's lawyer, and he was also Bola Tinubu's lawyer in 2011.
So he shouldn't do his job as a lawyer?
Do you know that
it's a job?
Okay, we should be speaking.
Are you the floor?
Hold on, everybody. Hold on.
Don't worry about it, that's right, man.
Hold on, Plenty Water. We'll be seeking to round it off fairly shortly, because I think in fairness, I think you have made your point. Your stated facts as you know them, and a lot of those facts have not really been countered. So we just leave it. Everybody heard the conversation, so draw your conclusion. But this lends even more to my narrative that Showore is just a poser. So accept that, Ajanle Koko. I know you like him, and you invested
100% right or 80%.
Let
Is
me
80% or 100% right?
Let him address what this guy.
Plenty water. Is it 70% or 100%
No, I don't
right?
know how right he is because he's saying
let's
facts
not go
that
there.
I
This
don't
is
know.
not
So I'm
being right or not being right. Now, one man, do you want to do something? Please, if there's any way you can reach out to Showore, ask him to come on your
There they
platform.
go. There they
Call
go.
him. Reach him. The house wants to ask a question.
There they go.
I'm sure.
Now you be fan now. Reach out to him for us.
Are you there?
One man.
I'm here.
No. What I will do is
there they go. They're coming out of the hole.
Our
what I
generator
will
they
do
do
is
research. We ask questions.
hold on, Ovie, just to address what can somebody hold on, let me just say this. Will any of the moderators, there's this person leakcasino.com, he has been posting a lot of these things and I'm banning him and is re-entering. I'm not quite sure if he's trying to spam the place or what his agenda is. So if you spot him and I don't spot him first, just make sure you ban the name. I don't know. He just seems to be reappearing, you know. But to what Rational Mind was saying, I'm going to send the link of this video to all of our Showore's platforms, just so he's aware of it, and invite him to come and address it if he so chooses. But certainly positions have been put, you know, and yeah. And to that vandalism, why were you especially fixated on trying to highlight the fact that Showore is a vandal, destroying public property? Plenty water.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you come again?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
No. I said, why were you especially fixated on the point of highlighting that Showore is a vandal that is destroying our property by defacing it with some gruesome graffitis?
Okay. So what I was trying to allude at that particular point was him being able to do that in Lagos, and knowing that Lagos is controlled by one man, and I've been called a Tinubu's boy, so I was just trying to help them paint a bigger picture of what they are not saying. That an average person cannot even do that in Lagos and get away with it.
Okay, why
and
did
Showore from Ondo was able to do that in Lagos, and not even a word. I bet he wouldn't have gotten away with that if it was Fashola that was, irrespective of what the agenda is. I bet he wouldn't have gotten away with that if Fashola was still the governor.
Yeah, we go
Fashola time.
This guy, man.
No, I think he has made this point, but I think engineer wants to put something to you, Plenty Water, before we move on. Yeah.
The question I want to ask Plenty Water.
But you haven't answered any of my own question. I don't know.
Don't worry. Let him ask.
Okay.
Let him ask.
Let me ask you what you accusing Showore of for defacing public property.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see Showore himself personally did that, or people that were demonstrating with him?
Okay, sir, when you go to his video, sir, with all due respect, sir, it's on YouTube, it's on his page, it's still there. He didn't
Plenty water, sorry, without you, Plenty water, sorry.
Yes.
All the killings where they happen, Buhari they do them, and we are accusing him. He is their leader, for God's sake. Which kind of question with that, with due respect?
You need to link that video.
To make excuse for this man.
You
We
need
know
to link
our
that
mate.
video.
He's fighting for us. We know. We have done our
that video to this page, to this platform, so that everybody can see, and everybody can know
he's the
that
leader.
All right. Okay.
Sorry, one man. Let me answer that. I only need to. Okay, I just want to answer the question. If you go back to the video, sir, it has audio. And you can hear Showore giving directives on where to paint.
Oh, really?
Audio,
yes.
No video? Yes.
And,
okay. Audio, no video, and you believe
and
that?
Why are you not addressing Showore?
Everybody knows Showore's voice now.
Why are you not addressing that? Am I lying about? Am I lying against you?
Let me address something here. You keep talking
No,
about.
hold on.
But he said it with his own mouth.
Oh, one man, please allow me this.
Okay, go on. Because engineer came back.
Came to meet him.
Let me say something to you. Now you talk about the facing of public properties.
I'm private. I'm private, not public. Not
public.
I'm private.
If anybody has to go to prison for that, every politician in Nigeria has to go to prison for that. You know that?
Oh boy.
Hold on. You are the one trying to reason with me like,
okay, go on.
Everybody does it. Doesn't make it necessary.
Hold on. Let me say something. I'm trying to land the point because this is the same thing that was using if police went to go and kill protesters. I'm not going to say it's Buhari that is responsible. Yes, he's responsible for it because he gave the order, no doubt, perhaps. But then, if you're using that analogy now, let us now use it this way. If we're talking about the facing of properties, every politician should also go to jail for that. During 2015, I was in Lagos. I knew what they did in Lagos. The APC, how they posted despite was it Fashola that was there then? How when he had this law, this is called the last trial law, whatever, that you cannot put even some people had like PDP.
Excuse me, they allocate.
Hold on, let me make my point.
They allocate. If you want to
hold on. Plenty water. For the benefit of the conversation, and you to rational mind, for the benefit of the conversation. If somebody is speaking, let them land the point, but then also for the benefit of the conversation, land that point quickly, because as you are speaking, the person is eager to respond because they feel you might be going in some direct. So just land the point. So he gets the right to reply, and then engineer puts his position. Yeah.
When people paste posters.
Well, the protest was not 2015, was it?
Did you not hear anything? I just looked at you see? Hold on, let him land.
Hold on, please. So when you paste posters, you put graffiti, like they do in Lagos during presidential or campaign or whatever. During 2015, I was in Lagos. I saw it. Every party was guilty of that, both PDP and APC.
And vandalism. Is it vandalism?
That's a form of vandalism because when you deface.
So it's a vandal. It's a vandal and a poser. So
one man, can I respond to that quickly, please?
Yeah, respond to that, and then engineer will put a position to you.
Okay,
yeah,
first of all, I would like to let you know that during I thought you were talking about the rally with Buhari and Bola Tinubu, Occupy Nigeria. You were talking about, but I was going to counter that too.
That as well.
Excuse me, that was Lagos doing Lagos thing in Lagos. What are you talking about? Don't mix it up with politics.
No, hold on. He gave you space. Give him space. Hold on, give him space.
It's not reasoning correctly. Look at the way it's reasoning.
No, you can't say that. Come on, you can't say that.
Okay.
Plenty water. Land your point.
Okay. In Lagos State during election time, the states allocate positions and places for people to. So if you're saying on private properties, what if is the owner of the property that is renting on his own property? Do you have a video? Like Shore has a video on his YouTube and Instagram that yes, I did it. It was me. I was there. You get me? Which can be used as evidence. The one you're talking about that politicians will be
link it to this platform. Let us see it. And just stop.
Go to his page. It's there before August 5. It wasn't even the protest. It was announcing the protest. Why are you arguing with something that has
video? You are dancing around things. You're not
you dance too much. You.
Oh, okay. So thank you, Plenty Water. I've had to mute people just because I don't want voices crossing over and then we won't hear. So Rational Mind was speaking to you in a particular language which I was pulling him on, but Mike is also speaking to you in the same language, Plenty Water. So this is Mike Olawale now to you via Super Chat. He says Plenty Water should change his name to Plenty Ogo. Sorry, hold on. He says Plenty Water should change his name to Plenty Ogogoro. Plenty Water should change his name to Plenty Ogogoro. The boy, let me just start because Plenty Water should change his name to Plenty Ogogoro. The boy is clearly a grown PDP boy,
Nah,
still
I'm a
angry
true
about
Lagosian.
Jonathan losing election. So you can see just
plenty
from
water.
that.
Plenty
Hold
water,
on,
no
hold on,
worry.
hold
Now so
on.
that tell
Yeah.
Fela too. Now what did
Ajale
tell Fela be
Koko
that?
will disagree with Mike Olawale
Now
because
the
Ajale
same
Koko's
generation,
position is
now
I'm
the
a
same
Tinubu
generation
boy.
call Fela, Ogogoroma, Onigbo, Womanizer, everything. Today now they call her angel. The same generation,
Okay.
this same generation. We dey do our
Okay.
research. We are coming. We know una address. We know una address one by one.
Let engineer put his position. Engineer, to you.
Yeah. Hi everyone. I just want to say just very quick something regarding to be honest. You see, there's this someone we call the one man. You see, when one man put a question, it's so hard for people to understand what one man is putting there, which is very, very entertaining and encouraging, to be honest. And it's just like a debate. So I give one man credit in that area. Well, plenty water, 7-7.
No, I think
Joe,
that name has been changed, though. That name has been, so refer to him in his proper now new name, because somebody that's his new name now.
to be honest, plenty water. I will first of all say well done for most of the stuff you said, and I believe you're a true Lagosians. You understand? To be honest, when you come to things like this, there will be agreement and disagreement. But something you need to realize here is, please, I will use this platform to beg you. The counter-attack is too much, please. Just relax for a bit so people can have air, please.
It's not even coming with back. So.
Okay, plenty water. Good to have you. And that was a lively and interesting one. So, Ali, you spoke to the facts as you knew them. So, speak to this fact now that we have you on the spotlight. Buhari saying that he's fair and balanced in his appointments. Just quick words on that. Plenty water. Are you there?
Maybe his mic is muted.
No, his mic is not muted. Maybe what Mike is saying is true. Maybe it's the Ogogoro.
No, it's here. No, we know they fear.
Can you hear me?
We can now.
Yes, go ahead.
I couldn't hear at first. What did you say?
I was about to bring up Mike's thing again because you disappeared.
Okay.
No, I was just asking you just to a different narrative about Buhari saying he's inclusive in his policies.
When it comes to Buhari, you see, he has always been what I've said he will be. So now I'm not even surprised about anything that is going on. You get me? Someone who actually looked at a democratic government and overthrew it, and many years later you think it will change. So now there's nothing anybody wants to say about Buhari that I would like to even say anything about, because I'm not surprised about anything that is going on in Nigeria right now.
Isn't it the biggest irony, plenty water, just to that space, that somebody that overthrew a democratic regime is now accusing somebody that is protesting of treason? Can you imagine? Only in Nigeria.
Only in Nigeria.
But to Tinubu being probed by the EFCC, just as your final comment, because I know you only came to, drag. I told Janle Koko that you put his feet to the coal. You have come here to put his feet to the coal. But to Tinubu being investigated by the EFCC still?
Maybe, well, it's about time, because when we look at what's been going on and how many of Lagos funds have been thrown at different states for their election, and what we Lagosians have actually been expecting, maybe the best lawyer in Nigeria, the best senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, will defend him again this time around. We hope to see that.
So, as a Lagosian, what is just your general view of Tinubu's stranglehold of that space? So, what are you a son of the soil, as they say? So, what is the Lagosian view of this Tinubu narrative?
You see, I'm glad that Rational Mind said is a Lagosian. I hope he's familiar with what I'm about to say.
Yes, and more important, and equally Alexander.
You see, everybody, though we always shout Bola Tinubu, being the face of Lagos, but there are plenty of them. You get me? And I'll tell you where they reside. They are in Eagles Club. They are in Union Bank. They are in Yoruba Tennis Club. Those are the elites of Lagos. That is where, when you talk about 15% of the Alpha Beta, those are where the money goes. It's not only Bola Tinubu, but then plenty that we're going to probe. Don't worry. You know, Lagos could have been like if you're familiar with Broad Street, you will understand what Lagos
I know
could
Broad
have been.
Street. My mother used to work there. Western House. Yeah.
Then you will understand how you see the new shore side that they built. Do you know why they built the shore side, the Alpha Beach? Do you know why they did it? Because they can't take over Broad Street, because the true Lagosians own those properties. You understand? And it can't be bought. They
Who
won't
are the
sell.
true Lagosians? Because a lot of them have Portuguese
sell.
names.
They won't sell. You get me? The Baloguns, the Lioness, the Darochas. You get me? They own almost all those Broad Street. And it doesn't matter the amount of money he has, he can't buy them. So he had to create that water side. You know, it hurts me when I hope Ajanle Koko is hearing me. I'll mention number 35 Abeokuta Street to Ebute Meta. I'm sure if you're a true Lagosian, you know where I've just mentioned. You know,
well, I am not,
number
but I would like to know. So tell us that are not. Yes, tell us.
You know, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
But I don't know. Tell us. So we know.
That's the headquarters where they meet now.
Okay.
That's their headquarters.
Is this some cult going on? Is this
one man you are familiar? Don't worry.
Okay.
There you go, one man. There you go, one man. So I hope Rational Mind and Ajanle Koko will say something to this space, you know. But it's okay.
I have a question for Rational Mind. Rational Mind. I used to believe you belong to our generation, but you all of a sudden now understand that you belong to them, Ajanle Koko, them, and one man generation. We always make excuses. We don't make excuses. They do research. We ask questions.
I'm a very balanced person. I'm a very balanced person. I'm neither here or there. I'm like the president says. I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
There you go. A politician, another one.
Buhari comes in.
So the thing is this: I try to be balanced in my way of seeing things. I see things from the new generation perspective, and I try to see it also from the people of my own generation as well. So that's what I do. I try to balance.
Okay, Alexander is certainly impressed with you. Plenty water. He says this young man is so impressive because Alexander, I keep on happening, is a Lagosian. So those names that you are mentioning, I think they are resonating with him. So he says, this young man is so impressive. Those names own Lagos plus more. So those names, he knows those names, and he's saying there's
one man. Can I come in, please? One man, can I come in?
Thank you, Alexander. Come in. Yeah.
This guy, he did not answer the question the best way he's supposed to answer it. Talking about the in Koyi Club, in all those clubs and all, they have been existing before Bola Tinubu came, and they were never the problem to Lagos State. You understand what I'm saying? Tinubu came in, and he has been holding on Lagos for going to like 20 years now. What development have we seen in Lagos in terms of education, in terms of health services, in terms of good road, in terms of pipe-borne water? And this guy is saying that we cannot hold responsible. We have to hold the whole of.
I did not say that.
Buhari is responsible. Now Buhari fought.
What are you talking about?
For the past 20 years now, Buhari fought. It's Buhari.
What are you talking about?
No, that the Lagos is not developing. It's Buhari.
What are you talking about?
I think the point.
Somebody is in control of Lagos State politically.
Yes.
Political positions
Plenty of water, please. Can you guys leave
please,
Ajale Koko,
don't
please?
dance around. Answer your question. That don't say all the Eli.
Okay, thank you, Janle Koko. I think the point has been made. I think Plenty Water has made its point. Whether it's a point or not is a different debate, but it has certainly had the chance to give full expression to what he has to say. So just a bit of our housekeeping. We'll be starting the sessions a bit earlier. I think it's going to be from 10 onwards now, and we'll be trying to cap it no more than 4 hours. So we're almost going on 3.5 hours into it now. So we'll now start taking remarks. So we take the remarks first from Plenty Water, because of course you've been the star of the session. So Plenty Water, the space is yours. Just speak to the space what you would like us to take away from the session. Plenty Water.
Yeah, I would like all of us to try and not be very quick to be dismissive, especially when we don't know the facts, or we're just trying to be. Hello, can anybody? Can you hear me?
You just want to hammer your advantage and milk it.
We can hear you. Go on. We can hear you.
Yeah, so I just want us to,
you just want to milk it, Abby.
To always stand to be corrected. No, I'm not milking.
Look at that. Look at that.
I always stand to be corrected, and be factual. And if I thought somebody is speaking to the space you don't know well, that you don't know for a fact, you can always come back the next day to address it, and
well, like you did,
you could be open to be corrected, So and most of the things that I say, though,
look at that.
Ajale Koko is online for you, and
it almost sounds like you are pleasuring yourself a little bit. Settle down now.
Continue to be respectful and come with different angles. I think this platform will go very far, and try not to be dismissive to different generations and just stay in your own generation. Is unfair too, And
what's all this generational talk? Are you tapping into this narrative?
I would like to call myself a young man.
That's my problem.
And we just hope our elders too will do the same thing for us too as well,
No.
Information is key to everything,
All right, thank you, Plenty Water. It's certainly been entertaining, if nothing else. So I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I know engineer enjoyed it too. So thank you, Plenty Water.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me shuffle you to take Ego, because I'm sure Ego would have something to say. Ego, let's hear you. You see, Ego, you'll be eating again. He's always eating. Are you eating again, Ego?
Now, generation. Today, eat. Buhari to live in abundance. Now, also they chop. Buhari is too good for that. There's food everywhere. Now they chop online.
All right. I think Ego is otherwise engaged. So let's go to Rational Mark.
Let me just make my point, because I will leave it pretty soon.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So we've said a lot of things today. I think our young fellow who joined us today also expressed his own how he sees things from his own point of view. I'm not being dismissive of what he said, but the only thing is sometimes we all have our own facts. Like Trump will always say, he use the word fake news sometimes. Sometimes we can, even himself that accuses people of being fake news. We've seen how himself too has his own fake news. I mean, he has his own way of manufacturing his own truths. And so it's like these days, when we talk of truth now, it's like it's being truth now is relative now. It's like it's subjective now. It's something that is according to you. But one thing I just believe that, truth still, it's still the real truth. Either we like it or not. But I know people have a way of dancing around topics and dancing around facts to create some kind of facts that makes it look like it's a fact. Well, I'm not saying that I'm not being dismissive of all what he said, but the thing is that sometimes people see things the way they want to see it without considering the context and everything about it. So that's what I just want to say on that. So now on the topic we talk about today, my own final word would just be that we know Buhari has always been who he is, even though he claimed to be a reformed Democrat, a reformed person. But we've seen
what a disappointment he has been.
He's been a disappointment. And there's no point talking about being disappointment. What we should be talking about is what is the way forward. And that is what we should be profiling as solution. Because if you continue talking about this man, we're not getting anywhere with it, and we just keep making us so demoralized.
Well, we have to. He's the president of the country,
we have
so
to,
there's
but
no that. Yeah,
It's too late.
Well,
It's too late.
yeah.
well, maybe we just talk a little bit about what he has done wrong, and then we just try and see how we can provide solution to that. That way, I think that would be a way for us to go forward. And on Tinubu's probe, I see that as something. I mean, something is coming. Something is brewing somewhere. This is the EFCC boss. In fact, I was listening to Professor Sagi the other time when he said, when I think maybe he said he maybe he wasn't aware of that when they appointed this guy. He wasn't even aware of it. He wasn't in on it when they said Bawa was confirmed. Even when they even nominated him, that if he knew, he would have advised the president against that. That you can't have the attorney general from Kebbi.
The same state, yes.
And then Bawa is, and then it's like this whole corruption thing is now being one-sided. It's like they just want to investigate who they want to investigate. Now look at the attorney general, who is the chief law enforcement officer in that country, and he has been accused of so many things.
Yes,
we talk about so many things, so many misappropriation, even shielding some people from prosecution. There was this Indian family. The Indian family, they said they wanted.
Yeah, I saw that narrative. Yeah, about 300 or 250 million something.
And maybe because they practice this their so-called religion, and then they shielding him because of his a member of their religion. So you see, the thing is this: it needs to be investigated too. If you're going, I'm not saying we should not investigate Tinubu. In fact, Tinubu is long overdue. They should investigate him.
Yes.
So the thing is, it should not be one-sided.
Sorry to interrupt you, Rational Mind. When I was reading that Tinubu story, I was having the same thought that you are narrating now, that if you are investigating Tinubu, then what of Malami, who is just looting hand over fist? Why is his name not in the frame? But sorry, carry on. Yeah.
So not just even Malami, everybody has to be investigated. That's just it. Everybody has to be investigated. But we know what this government is all about. It's all about just, some people are sacred cows, and they only want to investigate who they want to investigate. But I know all these things because I understand. Sometime back, I think the Lagos State had their own anti-corruption law also enacted, which I think is going to block any. It's going to be a problem. I see that it will be a problem because I listened to Farouk Timi the other day when he was talking about it.
No, I think Malami spoke to that space as well, that the federal law supersedes whatever comes out of Lagos State.
That's according to we know Malami to always speak things later for him to find out that he was just wrong in. In fact, I wonder how
he's just trying to defend what he has looted. That is all he's doing.
So for me, I just see that as which has they will test it in the law. I mean, they will test it in court because the money they were saying accusing this guy of because listen to Farouk Timi, the way he said it, he said, the law. If any crime is committed, it should be against Lagos State, not the federal. That's what he said. And so if only it was Lagos, then the Attorney General of Lagos State should be the one prosecuting Tinubu. But we're yet to see how that plays out. If the federal is going to have the upper hand or not. That's all I have to say for now.
All right, thank you, Rational Mind. Always a pleasure. I want to bring Plenty Water back because Alexander is here, and I suspect he might well want to address him. So, Alexander, good to see you. You are sitting in some lush-looking place like the Sultan of Brunei. How are you?
I'm in my bedroom.
Good to see you.
Plenty Water. I mean, hey, man, the boy knows the story of Lagos. You can't take that away from him. It's a true Lagosian. I don't know a lot about this Showore thing. I'm not interested in Showore. Showore is a non-entity to Alexander Gomez. But this Plenty Water, thank you for enlightening some people that didn't know otherwise on the show. You have represented Lagos very well. I'd like to know, what's your last name?
Plenty Water. It's not going to give you that, but Plenty Water, you can hear Alexander is paying you compliments. Plenty Water.
His last name
Hello, can you hear me?
77.
Yes, we can now. Carry on.
77.
Your last name is 77?
147.
I can't actually hear you anymore. Actually.
No, he says he prefers to be incognito.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let me go back to what I said. I've given him. Go ahead.
No, he said thank you so much for the compliments.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let me go back to this thing that you guys were talking about yesterday in terms of permutation as to who would take over Nigeria on Buhari's exit. You guys don't rule out Rochas, one man. Don't rule out Rochas. The man is having his permutations going strong right now. I mean, he's favored in the north. He's a northern boy. Even in Igbo land, they refer to him as Aboki. He's very popular. He's a national figure. I won't rule him out. He might not get the presidential candidate ticket, but vice president, if he's going to go to the southeast, will definitely be him. That I can tell you.
Are you sure you're not just speaking up for your friend? Because
well, he's. I won't be ashamed to say it. He's my friend. I'm very proud of him.
I knew it.
And Fashola is my cousin. I'm very proud of him too. Fashola would not be a presidential candidate or a vice presidential candidate because what's his name? Tinubu would not allow that to happen because I can tell you something right now that a lot of people don't know. What Tinubu did to Ambode, he wanted to do to Fashola. He wanted to give him a term, but he couldn't get away with it because Fashola was so popular and so pro people that he couldn't swing it. Now, when Buhari picked up the ticket, he wanted Fashola to be his vice presidential candidate. Tinubu blocked it and put Oshibanjo, because he just wouldn't see. But Fashola would always stand up to him and challenge him over things. He calls him Egbon. You can't do this. You can't do this. You can't grab everything that belongs to the state. Tinubu didn't like that. Tinubu thought, I put you over there. You have to account to me. So the right person that would have been the right presidential or vice presidential candidate would have been Fashola, but he's not going to get it because Tinubu will block it. That's it.
And the other thing is the religion as well, because people balk at the idea of people of the same religion, a presidency with the vice of its religion as well.
I don't think people would have mind with the popularity of Fashola at that time.
Fashola, yeah.
He was
Fashola was very, very popular.
I
think someone said today, I think it was Rational Mind that said today that, in the history of Nigeria, you've never had an individual who had 3 portfolios. It showed you how much respect Buhari had for the guy.
Yeah, but that kills his stars, though.
Yes, it did. It diminished his status to a certain degree, but he's a technocrat. He's a performer. But performing in the state is different from performing in the federal government. They're 2 different functions entirely.
Well, his 2 marquee projects for this administration is going to be the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and that second Niger Bridge. So that is going to be his signature. Is he able to complete it, though, is the question. He promised us next year.
He will take my word for it. I know what I'm talking about. He will complete it.
Brilliant. It's good to see you, Alexander. But as always, you're always coming late. But then, of course, we know you're
I've been watching. The reason why I came on was because what's his name? Plenty Water.
Plenty Water. You were so impressed by him.
No, because he mentioned the people. He mentioned the people that own Lagos. That even Tinubu will have to go consult with some names in Lagos before he does certain things. I'm telling you,
hostas and whatnot.
Yes.
You are one of them. You are saying those people. You are one of the people who own Lagos.
I don't want to blow my own horn. But
we know that you are one of them.
Yeah, well, I don't want to.
No. If you have been hearing of the 1%, this is Alexander is a member of the 1%. Not just in Nigeria, globally. So
one of
the 1%.
One man, thank you for your show. This has been one of the classics. I really enjoyed this one.
No, it was fun, especially Plenty Water made it. With the way I had to come off the screen a few times because I just couldn't contain myself. I just
you see the misconception. Let me tell people on this thing. I don't know this man called Oyo Man. He's always telling you he's an Oyo man. This man grew up in Lagos, went to schools in Lagos. How can he call himself Oyo man? He's a Lagosian.
No. Yes, true. But Oyo by blood, Oyo laughing.
All right,
Thank you,
man.
Alexander.
Y'all take care. Yeah, y'all take care.
Thank you. God bless. Good to see
Okay.
you. Always a pleasure to see Alexander. So let's go to, yes, we've taken plenty water. So let's go to engineer. So let's take engineer next. So engineer, your words. It's been fun, hasn't it?
You know, since you put this Ajale Koko and rational mind, I knew what is gonna come in straight away. And if you go to the charts, the topic there said there will be war, there will be fire in the mountain in the house. And to be honest, one man, I don't know how to describe you. I don't know how to explain you. You're just the best. You're just the best.
You see, when I came in and I saw Plenty Waters super chats, I knew he was coming with big guns, you know. So I kept on reading it, hoping that I would provoke him to come on screen, and I succeeded. But I think the conversation really provoked. So as soon as he came on screen, I just knew I had to withdraw myself because I would just be laughing all the way. And it was. I enjoyed it anyway.
The guy is on fire. To be honest, he's true Lagosian, just like what Alexandra, because the guy just reminded Alexandra when he was young, you know, how things have been going in that bubbling way. To be honest, for Alexandra to come online to, you know, I think he was pleased to the stage he said it. But there's something we need to know here that I will tell you guys this night, most especially Plenty Water, Ove. You guys should take it easy on our uncle Ajale Koko. You people shouldn't be bombarding too much question from every angle. You know what I mean?
They couldn't save our future from the Fulanis. They couldn't.
No, the thing
they give
because,
it up. So now we have to wrestle for our own kids. So that's why.
What you guys did left, right, and center.
Well, what are you wrestling?
No,
Don't let Ovi get away with it now.
No,
Ovi just comes here to say blah
I'm
blah
telling
blah.
you now.
Ovi is a Buhari worshipper.
I don't want anything to happen to Rational Mind and Ajale Koko this night because I'll be mad at these two guys, honestly. Because
somebody is already talking about Ogogoro, so maybe. So maybe
Ajale Koko na mature man, so this one I just
he knows humor. He knows humor now. Engineer was also joshing anyway.
No, to be honest, I was almost sleeping, but when the guy came in and started talking, you know, he made me to be laughing. I was sweating, to be honest. And to the stage, Olatu was just laughing off his head in the group chat. So it's just it's quite entertaining. It's quite entertaining, to be honest. And one man, like I always say, the one man is just the best. I really like what you're doing. You're uniting the people. You're uniting Nigerians. You're making things to happen for real. If there's any error from every angle, I think people can see it now from every angle, from every side. And it's also a good thing that, to be honest, you're not discriminating nobody. Anybody who knows one mind will, if they know you properly, to be honest, they'll be happy seeing you at all times. That's who I am. I must be honest to you.
Thank you, Engineer. Please tell that to our Igbo followers that I
Definitely.
If I'm an Igbo, I keep saying 45% of my, if the Igbos decide not to follow the platform, all the numbers will drop. So they know that I'm in fact, maybe I should change my name to Igwe. Maybe that will help.
The thing is, I think we'll give you name Chukudi.
Chukudi. I know I like Emeka because my best friend when in primary school there was Emeka.
Emeka went to Mo.
Emeka went to Mo.
Okay. So,
all right.
I just want to use this platform to say thank you guys, and I'm really happy I'm back on shape now because I missed 2 or 3 days section, but I'm back to shape now. So
I
wish everybody all the best.
Give us our percentage.
Thank you, Engineer. I'll DM you in Instagram, and then we'll carry on from there.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
All right, cheers, Engineer. So that's Engineer. Let's acknowledge Alexander's super chatter. He was actually referencing Engineer. It says, Engineer, one man is a typical lander, up school, So Landa, as some of you may have come to know if you've been following long enough, Maryland Comprehensive in Maryland, Lagos. This is where I went to high school, as you Americans call it, OVA. And fortunately, and of course, that is where Alexander went to school too. So the best people, of course, uplanders. So thank you, Alexander, for that. And to you now, Ajanle Koko, let's hear you. Ajale Koko, Abi is the Ogogoro.
Are
you going to seek comfort in the bottle?
He has gone back to watch all Shewore videos. He's coming back
to come back for plenty water next time.
I don't need to watch Shewore video before I come to speak about Shewore here.
Just accept that he's a poser. He's a poser. That's
well, that guy said he has spent a lot of time watching video, all because you want to pay Shewore as you want to pay him bad. So, but you know, I would like him to come on the show so that we can be having fun. But one thing that I want to say is that he has not really made any point today. He was just jumping from one thing to the other, and all he was talking about Shewore and Lagos State. He didn't do anything about all the political talks. What does Shewore got to do with that? They talk about the facing of public property, and the government did not do anything about that. Case closed. The government did not do anything on somebody that did anything wrong. Why do you want to? Who do you supposed to blame? Are you not supposed to blame your government for not standing up to do the right thing? But you want to blame Shewore, and you don't have facts to post to us to see that Shewore really did it. You said you are hearing audio. So that is, you know, anything you cannot back up with fact. It should not be welcome. So, what are we speaking to? What are the other topics we have to speak to today?
No, well, I think we should just round it off there. I mean, have you spoken to? Because really, we're looking to. It's just they're still setting the EFCC after Tinubu, and shows Buhari is insisting that it's fair and balanced and equitable in the way he has run his administration. But we've gone through that quite plentifully. So so let's just round it off there. Unless you just want to say very quick words on that.
Well, I mean, you are speaking of the custom general, talking about people with private jet and the rest of it. You see, what I can deduce from his statement is that Nigeria does not have. Is it telling us that Nigeria does not have record of people that own private jets and park private jets?
No, he said some of them brought the jets in on a temporary license, which has now run out and it's not been renewed. And he wants them to come and register.
What do we need to know that for?
No, I think it's just a political move. They are trying to mop up all the big names in the country to squeeze them, essentially.
Then they can do that. Go ahead. We the public don't need to know anything about that. What is our problem with that? Is that a problem to common people in Nigeria? That's not a problem to them. They should just take their action and crush themselves. They want to crush themselves. What is the a useless game is trying to play? Coming to the club, we are going to do this, we are going to do that. That is, I mean, it's a dirty politics. We don't want to know about that. So it's just a shame that you have people like that in position, and they can come out and talk, and nobody could ask questions from them. So that's the nation that we found ourselves. Nobody will ask questions, and they talk, and they just get away, and they just walk away, just like that.
All right. Thank you, Ajanle Koko. Well, We'll reconvene tomorrow and we'll do it all over again. A pleasure, and thank you for your participation in the plenty water, little saga. Well, it's just a milieu. We will put it, and then I'll go and check the meaning of that word later. But that was certainly entertaining. So thank you, Ajan Lekoko. So Ovie, round it off for us.
I think again, I still stick to my what I said earlier about this private jet, whatever accounting implication, whatever they're trying to do. Now election period. If they don't know, I'm pretty sure their private jets will either bring in money or take money out, weapons and everything. So Buhari, it was a product of this the political mechanism that brought him to power. So he knows this is a man who was docile in his village. They just bring him up, pimp him out, begin flam up and down from classic private jets. They carry and go mansions where he never believes maybe na only TV they see, they watch them. So he knows how the muscle out the first government had and bring him in. So the same system is still at play again, the same strategy. So now some areas will come in, how money comes in and go out with that and weapon at the same time. I think that for me, that is the long, whoever that advise him or whoever that take that complaint to him, he should be born out of that sentiment.
All right, thank you, Ovie. Always a pleasure. So Ovie, ladies and gentlemen, a staple now. People come here for Ovie. Come here again tomorrow. Hopefully Ovie will be here. Thank you, Ovie. So that was Ovie. It's been quite a session. We've gone through quite a few narratives to then land on that Ashore space again. Custom vow to impound private jets not verified by July. So we went there. Despite making Nigerians poorer, Buhari says he has spent over $5 billion on insulating poverty. So an absolute lie, boasting about stealing money. Sheikh Gumi will have us believe that the Fulani bandits are actually victims. So that was entertaining. But Buhari telling us that his appointments and policies have been fair and inclusive. Even more entertaining. But what is really the funniest bit is the EFCC being sent after Tinubu by the most corrupt administration that we have ever had in the history of Nigeria. So that is the real joke of it all. So come share the jokes with me in the comment section. But before you come into the comment section, if you're not already subscribed to the platform, then please do. A lot of people come here all the time, and I don't see that reflecting in the subscription figures. So just one click of that red button is all you need to do. Once you've done it, you don't have to do it again. So click on the subscribe button right now if you haven't done that. Then click on the like button as well, which you should do, so that the videos are shared, circulated amongst more people. Then we have even more entertaining conversations here. So we have more people coming to join us. So haven't done all two, come join me to carry on the conversation in the comment section. So I'll leave you here, carry the conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.